leave behind because it's something that it's on my mind. I guess it goes like na 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 na.
I call it cappuccino.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 days a week, every hour, every minute, every second, night after night, I'll be fucking you right 7 days.
Yeah, man, he waits, tell me sucker all day. Someday, yeah, it hurts to say, but I want you to stay. Sometimes.
Attention Walmart, this is Gail Lewis signing out.
I'm slipping into the lava, and I'm trying to keep from going under. Baby, hold on to push it harder, 'cause I'm burning up for you, baby.
Yeah, but I got you another fight. I have a bottle, make 'em wanna bite. I just wanna have a good night. I just wanna have a good night. Hold up, don't know, now you know. If you broke, then you gotta let him go. You could have anybody, any money, no. 'Cause when you were boss, you could do what you want.
Well, I was sitting, waiting, wishing you believed in superstitions, then maybe you'd see the signs. But Lord knows that this world is cruel, and I ain't the Lord, no, I'm just a fool, and I'm loving somebody, don't make them love you.
Yeah, 'cause girls is players too. Yeah, 'cause girls is players too.
Must I always be waiting on you?
Yeah, 'cause girls is players too.
This sex so good, I shouldn't have to fuck for free. I go on and on, can't understand how I last so long. I must have the superpowers, last 223,000 hours, and it's 'cause I'm off of CC, and I'm off the Hennessy. And like your boy from Compton said, you know this dick ain't free. I got girls that I should've made pay for it, got girls that I should've made wait for it. I got girls that I cancel a flight back home. Stay another day for it. You got attitude on nana, on agua, stomach on flat, on what's that?
When she was just a girl, she expected the world, but it flew away from her reach, so she ran away in her sleep. Young girl don't want that back calling me splurge, why me jump right off the curb? Bet this man fly like a bird, spin on the first and the third. Solid, I'm keeping my word, can't be my equal, don't know what you heard. Crack up the phone, I swear. Keep me a stick if they purge. Pour me another drink, 'cause I don't wanna feel a thing no more, hell no. I just wanna sip till the pain wears off. Don't wanna think about her, or wear a ring without her. Don't wanna hit the karaoke bar, can't sing without her. So make them drinks strong, 'cause brother, she's gone. And if I'm ever gonna move on, I'ma need some whiskey glasses, 'cause I don't wanna see the truth. She's probably making out on the couch right now with someone new. Yeah, I'ma need some whiskey glasses if I'm gonna make it through. I'ma be single, I'ma need a double shot of that heartbreak blues. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Isn't she precious? Let's make one little. All I do is win, win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up, and they stay there. Cold shoulder, cozy time, you begging me to stay till the sun rose. Strange words come on out of a grown man's mouth when his mind's broke.
And it's happened once again. I'll turn to a friend, someone that understands, sees through the master plan. But everybody's gone, and I've been here for too long. to face this on my own. Well, I guess this is growing up.
Pictures in past and time, you only smile like that when you drink.
Well, I guess this is growing up.
I wish I didn't, but I do.
Well, I guess this is growing up.
Don't you open up that window. Don't you let out that antidote. Yeah. Popping pills is all we know. Inhales is all we know.
Cause karma is my boyfriend. Karma is a thought. Karma is the breeze in my hair on the weekend. Karma's a relaxing thought. Aren't you envious that for you it's not? Sweet like honey. Karma is a cat. Purring in my lap cause it loves me. Flexing like a goddamn acrobat. Me and karma vibe like that.
Don't go through the front door.
Cause karma is my boyfriend.
It's low key at the night show.
Cause karma is my boyfriend.
So don't you open up that window.
Cause karma is my boyfriend.
Don't you let out that antidote.
If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me. 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. I got the rap patrol on the cat patrol. Foes that want to make sure my cash is closed. Rap critics that save money, cash holes. I'm from the hood, stupid, what type of backs are those? If you grew up with holes in your zap for toes, you celebrate the minute you was having dope. I'm like, fuck critics, you can kiss my whole asshole. If you don't like the lyrics, you can press fast forward. Got beef with radio if I don't play their show. They don't play my hits, well, I don't give a shit. So, rap mags try to use my black ass. So advertise to give them more cash for ads, fuckers. I don't know what you take me as, or understand the intelligence that Jay-Z has. I'm from rap, the richest niggas, I ain't dumb. I got 99 dollars, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me.
Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? If heaven is anywhere, it's in a blue Tacoma, California. White magnolia in your hair, praise the gold shining on you. Ooh, if heaven is anywhere, it's never running out of golden road. Always having your hand to hold in a blue Tacoma, California.
Cause every time we touch, I get this feeling. And every time we kiss, I swear I can fly. Can't you feel my heartbeat fast? I want this to last. Need you by my side. Cause every time we touch, I feel the static. And every time we kiss, I reach for the sky. Can't you hear my heartbeat slow? I can't let you go. Want you in my life.
I don't like no whips and chains, and you can't tie me down. But you can whip your lovin' on me. That's right, whip your lovin' on me. Cause I don't like no whips and chains, and you can't tie me down. But you can whip your lovin' on me. That's right, whip your lovin' on me.
Could you whisper in my ear the things you wanna feel? I'll give you anything to feel it coming. Do you wake up on your own? I wonder where you are and live with all your thoughts. I wanna wake up where you are. I won't say anything at all. So why don't you
I'm vanilla, baby. I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby. She 28 telling me I'm still a baby. I get love from Detroit like a skillet, baby.
Can I take that?
When it feels like I can see the sands on the horizon every time.
where you are, no matter how far.
Don't worry, baby.
Just call my name, I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry, you don't have to worry, you don't have to worry, you don't have to worry.
Ooh, this shit be hitting different.
I'm a fucking walking paradox. No, I'm not. Threesomes with a fucking triceratops. Reptar, rapping as I'm mocking death rock stars. Wearing synthetic wigs made of anwars, dreadlocks, bedrock, harder than a motherfucking Flintstone. Making crack rocks out of pussy nigga fish bones. This nigga Jasper tryna get grown. About 5'7" of his bitches in my bedroom.
Baby, you my everything. You all I ever wanted. We could do it real big, bigger than you ever done it. You be up on everything. Other hoes ain't never on it. I want this forever. I swear I could spend whatever on it. Cause she hold me down every time I hit up. When I get right, I promise that we gon' live it up. She made me beg for it till she give it up. And I say the same thing every single time.
Well, I'm running down the road trying to loosen my load. I got 7 women on my mind. 4 that wanna own me, 2 that wanna stone me, 1 so she's a friend of mine.
I say you the fucking best, you the fucking best, you the fucking best, you the fucking best, you the best I ever had, best I ever had, best I ever had, best I ever had.
Take it easy, take it easy.
You the fucking best, you the fucking best, you the fucking best, you the fucking best.
Said my niggas don't dance, he just pull up a pants and do the rock away. Now lean back, lean back, lean back, come on. I said my niggas don't dance, he just pull up a pants and do the rock away. Come on, now lean back, lean back, lean back, lean back, come on, lean back.
Escape me. Escape me. Bottles under tires. But if I escape, what if I escape?
Small talk, I know, but it's I sat at a party smoking in car, you 7 Nation Army fighting at the bar, you say that I'm sorry, tell me what I gotta do. Cause I can't go, it's chemical. I can't go, it's chemical.
Waiting on the world to change. Keep on waiting. Waiting on the world to change. One day our generation is gonna rule the population. We keep on waiting. Waiting on the world to change.
Watch me dance, dance the night away. My heart could be burning, but you won't see it on my face. Watch me dance, dance the night away. I'll still keep the party running. I want it out of place. I want to love you, pretty young thing. You need some loving, then a love and care, and I'll take it there, girl. Every romance shakes and it bends, don't give a damn. When the night's here, I don't do tears, baby, no chance. I want to love you, pretty young thing. You need some loving.
The Fitness Gram Pacer Test.
Hey girl, like a bandit
I'm too sexy for this girl, too sexy for your girl, too sexy for this world, too sexy for this ice, too sexy for that jet. Yeah.
Okay, alright, that's fine.
I'm too sexy for this chain, too sexy for your game, too sexy for this fame. Yeah. I'm too sexy for the trap, too sexy for that trap, too sexy for that chat. Yeah.
Did a lot of shit just to live this here lifestyle. Came straight from the bottom to the top of my lifestyle. Did a lot of shit just to live this here lifestyle. Came straight from the bottom to the top of my lifestyle.
Lifestyles of the rich and the famous. They're always complaining, always complaining. If money is such a problem, well, they got matches. Think we should rob them. Lifestyles of the rich and the famous. They're always complaining, always complaining.
This is how we do it. It's Friday night, and I feel alright. The party's here on the west side, so I reach for my 40 and I turn it up. Designated driver, take the keys to my truck. Hit the shawl cause I'm faded. Honey's in the streets, say money, yo, we made it.
Baby, it's 3 a.m., I must be lonely. She says, baby.
Makes me sick. So many people are willing to learn how to trade stocks, but are simply just unsuccessful at it. It's not that you're a bad trader.
I'm up $953, $879, $1,300!
When people come up to me and they say, Dek, I'm just not a good stock trader, there's a whole bunch of baloney.
Oh my goodness, I just made $30,000. You guys want to see a show today? 20 grand in a day so far.
You know why I make so much money shorting? Because the answers are given to me.
$37,000. We're currently up $23,000, $24,000 right now. Let's go! This is high risk, high reward. Let's go, baby! Let's go! I'm going for $100,000 today. $100,000 month coming its way, baby.
You may not know everything, but all of a sudden, it's gonna click.
$30,817 in the market today. Oh my goodness, guys. Welcome to the stock market.
I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're getting all set, ready to go here today, aren't we? We are getting ourselves all fired up on this day. CPI data is here, and we want to talk about it all. I think I found something. I think I've realized something that is going to be absolutely game-changing. Something that I'm seeing at this moment that I am so excited to be able to bring to you guys. We got to talk about it all, but I just want to say welcome to everyone who's joining us this morning. Today's the day I plan on trading big. Today's the day I want to be trading my full account. Today's the day I want to be walking away with no less than $3,000. Traders, let's break it all on down as we always do. Make sure every single trader is all set, ready to go. But if you guys are fired up this morning, just like I am, smash that thumbs on up. Hit me with a good old Dekmar trades over in the chat. Because, guys, we got a big day ahead. We got a big day ahead. Oh, man. All right. Just take a couple seconds. Just breathe in. Breathe in. Heart's beating. Adrenaline's going. We're all set, ready to go here today. Ready to rock. Oh, man. It is beautiful. Beautiful day out as well. So, team, let's do this. Let's make an agreement here. Let's make an agreement that every single person can't go off the live stream. No, every single person, you can't eat any food. You can't use the bathroom until you make at least $500 in profit today. Do we have a virtual deal? Do we have a virtual agreement? We make sure every single person walks away here a winner, going into the green, going into their Wednesday saying, hey, I love this job. I love this life. So let's do our best to make that happen. All right, team, we're going to turn off the music here. We're going to get a little bit more dialed in at this moment and make sure every single person's on the same page. So what we are going to be doing at this moment, traders, is obviously talking about the CPI data a lot. We want to make sure everyone has a clear-cut understanding of what we want to see on the CPI data. So let's really just take a step back and break it on down. Let's talk about what we're seeing on the CPI data this morning. So if we want to head on over to CNBC, it says consumer prices rose 0.2% in August as the annual inflation rate hit its lowest area since early of 2021. Now, that's very good. To see that we are seeing right now, it's kind of spazzing out right there, says that U.S. Consumer Price Index, and we are seeing a nice drop. We are seeing that price increased as expected in August, while the annual inflation rate declined to its lowest level since 2021. According to a Labor Department report on Wednesday that sets the stage for expected quarterly percentage point rate cuts Federal Reserve in a week. So for anyone who does not know, let's just take it a step back here. Next week, next Wednesday, Jerome Powell is going to be walking out on that stage with his tailored suit, and he's going to say, we are going to be cutting rates 0.25%. There is, as of now, I believe it's a 75% chance that that is going to be happening. The other, again, 25% is either broken up in a fact that we're going to have 0.5% rate cuts or no rate cuts. So we have over a 75% chance that we are going to be cutting rates. But the majority of it is going to be 0.25%. A small percentage would be 0.5%. And then again, there is an even smaller percentage that we don't even cut rates whatsoever at all. But there's never 100% in stock market. There's never a 100% guarantee. But as of now, it's looking like next Wednesday, Jerome Powell will be cutting rates in 7 days from now. So we are excited about that. So this CPI data that came on out says, however, the core CPI, which excludes volatile food and energy prices, increased 0.3% for the month, slightly higher than the 0.2% estimate. So we are slightly higher than what we want, but overall it is pretty much in line with estimates. Now, if we take a look on how the S&P 500 reacted, let's see what we have here. The S&P 500 reacted with a very quick sell-off, but then came right back on up towards where it's at right now. I think the S&P 500 is going to have a green day today. I do think the S&P 500 is going to be moving on up, but then I do think coming on up here, team, in the future, we are going to be having more of a rapid sell-off. Now, let's discuss why we are thinking this. Let's discuss on why what we have this. And really this idea, guys, came over from Fox Runner here. So let's break this on down and let's talk about it. We will go over all of these hot plays today, this morning. Don't worry, we will talk about that. But I think that this is like such important data that every single person needs to be aware of first. So it says right here, the S&P 500 charting is set up in a wedge. Let's break this on down so you guys understand it. So it says right now, what is an ascending wedge or an ascending triangle pattern? It says an ascending wedge, also known as a rising wedge, is a technical chart pattern that indicates a potential reversal in the price of a security. It's a bearish pattern that often seen in technical analysis for trading and investing. A rising wedge is generally a bearish signal as it indicates a possible reversal during an uptrend. Rising wedges indicate the likelihood of falling prices. So what do we have here, guys? Everyone just stare at this middle picture right now. We could see that we do have climb, 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 and we have this wedge that's getting tighter and tighter and tighter. We have this wedge that's moving on up, getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And as you can see in this image here, when we get to the corner of this wedge, we are going to see a very strict downtrend. You could see right here, we have this very nice wedge on the example beneath where we have this channel that's moving up. And when this channel is getting tighter and tighter and tighter, eventually it cracks underneath support and we get this very large sell-off. Now let's take a look at the S&P 500 right now. And let's just think, does this image look like the S&P 500 at this moment? So it says, comparing the images above to the current setup on the SPY, this is where we fear a possible reversal could come later this week or early next week. So guys, take a look right here. Do you guys realize that the S&P 500 on a 60-minute time frame, you guys can make the same exact picture if you guys want to. I did it earlier. You guys can realize that we do have a bounce play. Then we do have a bounce play. So we can connect this trend line. We go across this trend line. You can see we have another bounce play. You can see that it's holding up as the top, holding up as the top, holding up as the top. And then this is obviously going to be our main resistance line at this moment. If we are sitting underneath the price of 550, we are underneath the price of 550 at this time. We could see that this trend line is lining up to the next resistance line of 549.90, or again, let's just round up 550. You could see this is going to be the area that a lot of buyers are going to try to push up to. But we can also see that we have an uptrend right here. So we have the S&P 500 with a nice uptrend, S&P 500 with a nice move. I'm going to take a quick little screenshot of this, guys, and actually zoom in on it and try to make it a little bit easier here. So let me take a quick little screenshot, zoom in on this, and then I could be able to kind of bring up a little bit more of what we have over here. So you guys could see this is the wedge. Okay, this is the wedge. This is that ascending or this rising wedge that they say is going to lead towards more of a bearish indication. So if we see that right here, we do have top resistance, top resistance, top resistance. You guys can see we have bottom support, bottom support, bottom support. What would be the next steps to this wedge pattern? Well, most likely the next steps to this wedge pattern is going to be a little consolidation, maybe move back up one more time to that black line, and then get the sell-off underneath this blue line. I'm going to be more straightforward with you guys here. It really does come on down to whatever way this breaks. If we can break back above 550, we could definitely see a squeeze. We break above 550, we could run back on up towards this area, 555. 555 is where we had a bounce play here, bounce play here, bounce play here, bounce play here. So you guys can see 555 going across the board. That is very straightforward. There's no sort of like, oh, he's guessing here or he's making crazy predictions. No, guys, what I'm showing you right now is not crazy predictions. This is just charting. This is just easy charting here, where we see again bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play. That's 555 going across the board. You can see that we do have right here top resistance, top resistance, top resistance. Here's a bounce play. That's again a very nice solid resistance line. You can see that we're underneath this area, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play. That's a very nice uptrend. We could see that we have this wedge at this time. Now, if we again follow the examples from here, we already know that again, this is a rising wedge, is generally a bearish signal as it indicates a possible reversal during an uptrend. So this image right here shows and looks exactly like what we have right here of this image. So all we're doing right here is just studying the textbook. All we're doing right here is just putting the pieces together. We're not doing anything crazy. I'm not saying, guys, we're going to see the next big play be ABC in the next 6 months. I'm just looking at what I see on the chart and, of course, comparing it to what I'm seeing over in the textbook, what, again, Fox Runner has at this time right here. So what do I think is going to happen? I think there is more room to move on up first. I think there is more room to move on up, but I do think that there is that chance, and especially when we do crack underneath that bottom support line, that we could be seeing that very big downtrend. It says, please note, this is not guaranteed, but we'd like to keep you aware of what we are noticing. So as you guys can see right here, there are no guarantees in any sort of way, but that is what we are currently seeing over on the S&P 500. So I wanted to, of course, let every single person be aware of this, especially if you guys don't have Fox Runner. So you guys can see here's the formal CPI data that came on out. It says the consumer price index for all consumers increased 0.2%. So it says consumer price rose 0.2% in August with core inflation higher than expected. So for anyone who, again, just needs an easy breakdown, an easy briefing, if you guys do not know, we were expecting 0.2%. That's what everyone was expecting. Everyone was expecting that we would fall in line with 0.2%. So the thing is, we hit 0.2%, seasonally adjusted basis of 0.2%. The issue came in with core inflation. Core inflation was slightly higher. Now, it wasn't, again, a ton higher. It wasn't anything bad. It was 0.1% higher. But what's the good news is we have consumer prices rose 0.2%. The bad news was it did go slightly higher over in core inflation. And that's most likely why we had that initial drop right here, as it definitely probably scared a few investors. So that is what we have. This is the legitimate CPI data where you guys can go on through, check where everything has absolutely, or where everything has rose. If that's been food, energy, oil, new vehicles, apparel, shelters, medical services, etc. That's all right here for you guys, all ready to rock. So today, if you're saying, Dek, what are you expecting out of the S&P 500 today? I expect that we do move up towards 550 today. I do expect that we are going to climb on this wedge pattern that we have been building, and then maybe later on today, or maybe even tomorrow, or potentially even early next week, is where we do see that sell-off of what we have been talking about. But I do think today the S&P 500 is going to try to rally its way on up, especially at the start of the day, and try to break back above that 550 area. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards at the start of the day here. So, wanted to make that super clear and make that super easy. Now, I do want to talk about some other plays here today, team, because there are plays that have a lot of potential. What are the top gainers on today? We have BCTX. Look at this press release, guys. We have positive survival data on cancer. That's incredible. Take a look over on QH right here. QH, guys, came out with a press release this morning, now up 70%. We want to talk about that. But really, when we take a look over here, what are some of the biggest and best top gainers? BCTX. Every trader needs to be aware of, and QH, every single trader needs to be aware of. So let's break down these two plays and make sure every single person is on top of them, as they are the two best press releases this morning so far. So let's go back over to our all news tab here. And let's scroll on down and let's talk about BCTX. As you guys know, all you guys got to do is go over to the news alerts tab, and every single press release that is, again, worth getting involved in is going to be broken down, telling you exactly where to be looking to enter and exit. So what we have here, it says BCTX comes out with positive data in breast cancer. It's a sub $1 stock. So it says BCTX comes out with positive overall survival in breast cancer. I mean, guys, already that is an insane press release. For a company to be underneath $1 and all of a sudden come out with this press release, it definitely grabs a lot of people's attention. It's like, who is this company? What is going on here? Why are all of a sudden they're saying that they have overall survival in their drug treatments for positive, breast cancer trials? That's a pretty big thing to state. Wouldn't you guys agree? So we can see right here, after this came on out, it says BTCX just spiked nearly 100% in the matter of 5 minutes. And again, this came on out at 8:09. The press release came out at 8 o'clock. So it's came on out after 5 minutes with this incredible press release stating that they have positive overall survival in metastatic breast cancer. This is leading to investors rushing into the play so quickly that it's already becoming overbought, and a small sell-off has occurred from profit taking. So at the very start, we actually saw this monster spike, and then it gave everything back right away because it just went on such a big rip and run. It was really just people taking in profits. So when taking a look at the chart, we can see once the news came out, the stock immediately spiked. This is a credible spike. I know sometimes we see a play up 200% and we ask ourselves, is there a reason on why this is happening? But absolutely, this does have a 3-star press release behind it, traders. 3-star press release. As we again, show you right here, this is again one of the best. It's all ranked here. So again, it gives us a rating where it is a 3-star press release. Now, what makes it a 3-star press release, guys? Well, we do have the word positive, right? Positive endpoints, phase 3 trials, top line talking about cancer, right? We can know that we have positive survival in cancer. That's what's making it a 3-star press release, and that's what's making it so great. So the thing is, when we take a look over on BCTX right here, we can understand why buyers are moving into it. With this being stated, you want to make sure you are not getting involved at the top. Even with credible news, many stocks in this price range, right around $1.50, tend to spike hard and give back a lot of their gains. BCTX has had an incredible press release, a massive spike, and it's a stock to be on watch. It must hold above $1, which it's way above at this point. As of now, this is hands down the best press release today, so expect to see big volume at the start of the day. 130, 175, and $2 will be your target today. Well, let's see where BCTX is at right now. BCTX, guys, has come on up and is coming up towards $2. So it is basically already exceeded all our expectations. BCTX is already up to 205%. Now, as you guys know, what's the next big area? 251 200-day moving average. So if, again, BCTX continues on with this monster play, if BCTX continues on with this monster spike, that 200-day moving average right up here, that is going to be the target. That is where traders are going to be focusing on. That is where every single person is going to be saying, all right, that's the next area, that's the next level for us. So I do want to make sure that you guys are on top that BCTX has, again, monster potential here. Now, let's go over to our another play. Another play that a lot of traders are focusing on is QH. Now, if you guys were not here yesterday for QH went on a rip and run. QH went at the price of 30 cents, started spiking on up, started going crazy. So let's talk about what we have over on QH here. Keep going on down. So it says QH spikes 300% after our alert yesterday. If you guys read Fox Runner yesterday, you can actually go back to over here. This was yesterday, and it says QH is now up on no news or filings. So this was alerted at 8:30 in the morning yesterday when it was down towards around 40-50 cents. And we were watching to see if this was going to be able to spike on up. But the big thing was there was no news, there was no filing, there was no hype. But it was a stock that, of course, we wanted to keep on watch. If this stock broke through that $1 mark, things could have gotten very hot, very quick, and very wild. So what happened was QH did come out with a press release. The press release came on out finally. So it says QH is now up over 400% in the last 24 hours. What we again saw yesterday, we were looking for the $1 breakout, but then news came on out. So what we have here is it says it's empowering its workers and sets industry benchmark. Traders, to be honest, this news is a whole bunch of baloney. There's nothing really too incredible about this. It says we're empowering our workers. What does that mean? It means, again, you had like a motivational speech. It means, again, you had some guy come on in and say, hey, if you guys sell a whole bunch of products for us, well, again, hook you up with some tickets to Six Flags. It's like, we're empowering our workers. Cool. But really what it comes on down to, guys, it's more about the momentum on this play. It says QH now has everything it needs to break on out. Low float, credible news, strong volume, social media attention, and shorters are still being squeezed. We know, again, what a short squeeze is, where, again, buyers keep pushing on up, shorters get out of their positions, makes the stock go up even higher. Let's talk about the charting right here, though. It says the sky is the limit on this stock, as we know, as we are now at brand new 52-week highs. So, guys, this is pretty crazy. As QH is open, it's at brand new 52-week highs. This stock will go as long as momentum is in on it. As long as momentum is in on QH, it'll keep moving on up. But once QH really gives on up, everyone's going to say, hey, I don't want to get involved on this play anymore. But if you are, again, saying, what are the top plays today, guys? We have number one, we have QH. You definitely want to keep your eyes peeled on, right? This was, again, just CPI data, what you guys wanted to be looking for. Number two, which is really my favorite play, is BCTX. Then again, previous top gainers. And then number three is, of course, we have the S&P 500. And the S&P 500 right here is set up in this pattern right here, which shows us that we do have the possibility of a crack and sell-off once we go underneath support. So once we go underneath support, this is on a 60-minute time frame, that is when you would have the best chance of seeing a crack and sell-off. Other than that, though, team, is there anything else that we need to be looking at? BCTX is the number one press release. We do have QH with a 2-star press release down here. And we do have PLCE. PLCE came out with significant improvements on its quarterly results. Okay, cool. And that's about it. So, I mean, BCTX is still my number one. QH would be my number two. PLCE did have an earnings report, so I would say keep your eyes peeled on that. But other than that, though, traders, we want to be watching the S&P 500. Guys, QH is starting to dump right now. So, again, QH starting to get very weak. As I said, the news is baloney. It's only going to last as long as momentum keeps it alive. And then, so we want to get ourselves all prepared here. So, guys, whoo! I know I'm talking a lot right now, but I got to make sure you guys are ready to make some money. I'm here to deal with you. I want to make sure everyone's all set, ready to go at this moment. So let's break this party on down. Let's get ready to have some action. Let's get ready to have some fun here. So, man, oh, man, oh, man. Traders, ladies and gentlemen. Again, guys, if you guys are interested in Fox Runner, you guys want all that stuff I just talked about, it is sent to you every single morning. Description below. You can sign on up, get yourself, again, free Fox Runner access, and you guys will be all set, ready to rock. So, let's see, let's get ourselves started on this day. And let's break this party on down here, guys, because the S&P 500 starting off with a little bit of a pullback. S&P 500 starting off with a little bit of a pullback, but as you guys know, I really think the S&P 500 is going to rip and run up towards around that 450-ish mark. The VWAP is at 547.60. Where was, again, very strong support of yesterday. We're looking for a dip buy potentially right at the start of the day. Where's going to be our best opportunity for a dip buy? This is way too low. VWAP is going to be a solid area. What about right here? Right here is 547.60, 547.50. I like that area potentially. So we can go over towards, again, SPX, right? You guys know I love trading SPX. That's kind of like my go-to area. I am going to be watching for a possible dip buy this morning. SPX, September 12th. We are currently sitting at the price of 4,885. Let's go. Yep, 885. We look for market orders, 2 contracts. We are coming right on down towards the VWAP area. VWAP area is a nice dip buy mark, and we do have some previous old highs here. Previous old high, you can see bounce play, bounce play, bounce play. Want to keep our eyes peeled to see if this is going to be able to hold itself on up, and this could be where we start getting a little bit of a dip. I'm going to watch to see if we can go a little bit lower. I'm going to play a little bit more conservative here, but if you guys are getting in right now at the VWAP, I think it's a great entry. I'm going to wait for a little bit of a lower entry just to try to get filled on, at a bottom. So right now, team, I know the S&P 500 is sitting right next to its VWAP. The S&P 500 does have a lot of support at 547.50. I think, again, S&P 500 will try to get up towards 550 today, and right now we're already getting a little bit of that bounce right off that VWAP area if you did pull the trigger kind of right off the rip there. So, oh man, look at it. Already a great dip buy mark right at the area that we talked about. 547.50 and the VWAP mark kind of working together right here, giving a nice little bounce right back on up. Dek, if it goes underneath 547.50, how low is this play going to go on down towards? Let's go ahead and take a look. We got a 3-minute time frame. Everything's already looking pretty good. But again, we're just trying to be prepared in case we do ever start getting weaker here. I'm just trying to see. I would probably go back on down towards the 54710s. 54710 area. 54710 seems pretty solid. Looking for bounce, looking for bounce, looking for bounce, looking for upper shadows over here. You can see upper shadows over here. So yeah, probably right around 54710 if we ever keep selling on off. 54710, probably back on down towards 547. That would be probably, I think, the smartest dip buy area. Get filled, look to see if we could be able to make some cash. So that would be, again, SPX, September 12th, 5,480. Most likely. Call contracts, market, 2 contracts. This would be like an order that I would look to do, giving myself a little bit of time so I don't have to worry about time decay. Going to be putting myself right near the money, and again, doing call contracts, looking for a dip buy and bounce play. Now, I know some of you guys might be saying, hey, Dek, you were saying that the SPY is going to fall. You said the S&P 500 is going to dump and crack and, again, start selling on off. I do think that will happen. I just don't think it's going to happen without an attempted spike up to 550 first. So I do think we are going to run and rip and climb up to 550 before we have this. But traders, let's not forget about this. We do have this awesome chart setup. We do have this awesome pattern, but I think there's going to be a lot of time before that. So, that'll be coming in the future here. Let's see if we can get a dump on down towards, again, the low areas here. And then, again, look for that bounce play back on up. So, no entries I'm in on. Little side note, guys, you do have QH, one of the stocks that we have been talking about a lot, starting to move itself back on up. QH trying to keep our eyes peeled on it. BCTX getting a little bit of a drop. BCTX's target, as we know, is the 200-day moving average. Going back on over towards the S&P 500, looking to see, can we crack underneath the VWAP, guys? If we can crack underneath the VWAP, that's what we'll get our potential dip buy. So we would like to see this thing start getting weaker. We'd like to see this thing fade and fall. And all we have to do at this point is we know that when we come on down towards the low 547s, that's our entry. So I am watching the level 2, watching to see if I can get my dip buy in the low 547s, and then, of course, go from there. 2 contracts, 547.15, 547.10. 2 contracts at 546.90, and 2 more contracts at 546.75 to see if I can go ahead and get that best possible entry, overall. Guys, just did 2 contracts here. 2 contracts have entered $5,640 investment at the price of, again, 547.10. Looking to see how much lower this is going to go on down towards. I will, again, add 2 contracts at a bottom, trying to, again, cost average myself on in.
So I did just pull the trigger here at 54710. I am currently again down 30 bucks at this moment, looking to see where is this dip buy and bounce play going to honestly move on in. That's what I'm looking for. Where is again going to be this best overall area to be able to make some profit? I am going to add in a little bit more back on down towards 54660s here. So I am going to add 4 more contracts right here and look to see if we can get that nice dip buy. Now, Dek, why are you adding so low? I added in at 54710. That was my first initial entry area. We are coming down a little bit lower. I do not expect that the S&P 500 is going to continue to dump without some sort of green candle, some sort of bounce, some sort of opportunity. So if I am not correct at 54710, I'm going to average in, not at the same price, but again, at a new low of the day. I'm going to average in near bottoms. I'm not looking to average in at 54710 and then average in at 54730. I'm looking to get in at 54710 and then average in at a new low of the day. Try to bounce ourselves back on up to the VWAP. We'll take profits, guys, after we make, let's say, $500 if we can here. So again, that's kind of our goal. Get a dip buy, get a bounce play, try to make, again, $500 plus, lock in profits, go from there. What's the most important thing at this time? Get back above 547. So if we can get back above 547, that is going to be very important to us. Now, Dek, what about a stop loss over on this play? I do want to take a step back because if I'm wrong, if I'm incorrect, you got to get out, you got to move on it. So let's see here. Time frame going back, 10-minute time frame. So far, we've had a pretty solid drop at this moment without seeing any sort of big dip here or any sort of bounce play. I do not want to be a guy that is just going to keep adding and adding and adding. I'll tell you right now, that is not the correct way to trade. You will never be successful if you are becoming a trader that all you start doing is adding and adding and adding every time you're in the red. That is not the right way to trade. You have to be able to pick your poisons on where to be able to add. I will tell you this right now. The next kind of strong area I'm seeing over on the chart is 547.75. You can see right here, 547.75, 547.75, 547.75. I would love to see a dip buy. I would love to see a bounce play. I am not adding anything until, again, 547.75. So if this keeps on falling, not adding one more share, not adding one more price until 547.75. And if you are not in yet, wait until 545.75 until you add. So I am in right now. If you're saying, Dek, what entry are you in at? Let's think about it, guys. We can break this on down. I am in at this time at the price of number 1, 547.10 was my first entry. Then again, number 2, my second entry was 546.80. So most likely my entry is going to be somewhere right around that 546.90 mark. When we get back towards around 546.90, that is when technically I will be in the green. My next entry would be right here. So every orange line you see is an entry, or where I will be entering. So my blue line was my first entry. This blue line was my second entry. Then of course, this will be my last entry if it comes on down to this area. So just want to make sure that you guys completely see it, not only hear it, but also have a visual behind it. Where would I start breaking even? I will start breaking even once we cross above this black line. So you want to make sure that you guys understand it. Blue line, first entry. Blue line, second entry. Black line, cost basis. Last entry will be right here. Make sense? Want to make sure every single trader understands where I'm in on. I currently have $10,860 invested on this play. I am looking for a bounce play. I will again add on to this play at the bottom blue area. If we bounce back above 547, I will be in the green. I have 4 contracts total on 2 separate entries. I also again did do September 12th. Why did I do September 12th? Because I want to give myself time. I want to give myself time to win. I want to give myself time to be able to I don't want to have time decay. I don't want to be, nervous on time decay. I don't want that to be an issue for me. So I don't ever like doing same day contracts. I know same day contracts are so big and popular on social media. Everyone likes doing same day contracts. I personally don't want to do same day contracts a lot of times because same day contracts a lot of times, guys, puts myself in jeopardy of having time decay. It's very difficult to not only be correct, but it's very difficult to be correct and have the right strike price, and then very difficult to be correct and have the right strike price and have the right expiration date. Those are all things that, again, I don't really want you guys to be like focusing on 24/7. I would rather have you guys, again, go after plays that, have a little bit more time and a little bit more opportunity. Guys, look at this. We had a spike on up to 547, but then just got rejected. We had, again, a spike up to 547, then we did just get rejected. I probably will go down like $1,400 before we get our bounce play, unfortunately, if it does fall back down towards, again, that 546.75 area. Just a little heads on up for you guys. So if you have not entered yet, If you have not entered anything yet on calls, again, I would say the best next entry would be, again, 54575, which is just where, again, I'm showing you this right here, where I am seeing here's a bounce play at this blue line. Scroll on back. Here's a bounce play. Here's a bounce play. Here's a bounce play. Here's a bounce play. Right? These are all areas that were, again, previous dip buys and bounces. So I would say that would be the area that you'd want to be looking for. Coming back on down right here. Traders, this is where I'm adding another contract. I am adding another contract. I am adding more contracts here. I just added 6 contracts total. So now again, I have added here, my cost basis is most likely probably back on up towards around 54650. I'm moving my black line to show you exactly where my cost basis is now going to be at. So I do have 6 contracts in on this play. I have $15,000 invested. I now have an entry at the blue line. I have an entry at the blue line. I have an entry at the blue line, and the black line is going to represent my average. So I want you guys to be able to have a visual of course, everything that Dek is doing, everything that I'm doing. You could see, of course, every entry right here. 934, 935, 940, 940. These are all the entry times that I've jumped in on these plays. You could see my live P&L at this moment, my pure investment at this time. I just want to make sure everyone understands what I am doing. I don't want any confusion. Now, you can agree with me. You can disagree with me. You could be on the same play with me. You could be doing puts against me. I don't care. I just want to show you guys what I'm doing and being transparent. I just want to be upfront with you guys. I just want to be honest with you guys. I just want to be showing you, of course, what I'm looking for on this play. I think the S&P 500 still has a little bit more room to run. We haven't had one green day. We haven't had one bounce play out of this. The CPI data wasn't that bad whatsoever, and we still have room to go up towards, again, 550, I think. So I think we have room to run up towards 550 today. I think we have room to run, be able to climb. But the thing is, especially right when we first get involved in an entry, right when we get involved in a play, I know it's scary. I know right when we get involved in an entry, I know right when we get involved in a play, it's not easy to say to ourselves, hey, let's keep on holding in the green. Guys, I know it's tough. I know it's difficult to, again, say, oh man, I got to get out right away. But sometimes you got to allow a play to be able to work on out. Now, not every play is going to be successful, right? I'll be the first one to say that. Not every play is going to be successful. But if we have a game plan, we have an idea, let's give it some time. Let's give it some time to work. Let's give it some time to be successful. Let's give it some time to profit, because I do have a goal today. And my goal today is to be able to make $2,000, $3,000. And again, what I'm expecting is pull back at the start of the day and a run and climb up towards around 550. I am going to say to myself, hey, that 545.70 mark, that's where I was looking for the absolute bottom. I added 2 more contracts towards that area, and let's see if we can start climbing back above that 547 mark next. So I'm watching this here, traders. You guys know I'm in on it. I have, again, tomorrow's expiration, give myself a little bit of time. I've added at every single blue line right here. I'm almost back to getting myself into the even here, because again, with 6 contracts, you are going to be able to, number one, make a lot of money, or potentially, again, lose a lot of money when you only have 6 contracts, or when you do have 6 contracts. So right now, traders, we are watching the S&P 500. Going back towards this, guys, let's go back to a 15-minute time frame real quick. 15-minute time frame, okay? I'm going to get rid of my prior entries here for a second. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Here's, again, 15-minute time frame. This is why I really want, of course, a 545.75 to hold up as the bottom. When we scroll on back here, 3 days ago, we bounced off this area in pre-market. Then, of course, as you guys can see, we hit this area, got rejected. Then you could see we bounced and we bounced and we bounced and we bounced. And then you could see in pre-market, we bounced. And then you could see right here, we're trying to bounce. Unfortunately, if this area does not hold, I will be out. If this area does not hold and we start crashing, we start dropping and we start getting lower, I will be out. And I'm just admitting that right now, that's my stop loss. That's the area where I say it's not worth it for me to keep on holding. I'm incorrect and I'm wrong. But if we do get a bounce play, guys, coming on up at this area, that's where I'm going to continue to keep on holding. So I want you guys to understand my plan and understand what I'm looking for. I'm not just picking random numbers. I'm looking at in the past, where did we have reversal points? In the past and recent past, where did we have pivot areas? So we just came on down towards this mark one more time. And again, we bounced off it here. We bounced off it here. We're looking to be able to move ourselves on up. But the last thing I can do, and the last thing I want to represent to you guys, is saying, oh, well, guys, if I'm wrong, let's just keep on holding. Let's just keep on holding forever. That's not the right way to trade. right? We want to be able to recognize and be able to realize, hey, you know what? If we are, again, not in at the perfect dip, we move on. But I know, again, at this moment, this is still a pivot point area that's holding on up. I'm currently, again, down into my threshold. May not be your threshold, but my threshold is I'm okay with being down $1,000. You might say, oh, Dek, I can't lose $1,000. Well, again, you're probably not investing $15,000 on this trade. You're probably investing $1,000 on this trade. You're probably investing $500 on this trade. So the thing is, guys, you have to think about your account size. You know, right now I trade with an account size just underneath $100,000. So the thing is, if I ever took, let's say, a $1,800 loss or a $2,000 loss, it's a 2% loss. Is it fun? No. Do I want to lose $2,000? No. But it does come down to my account size and understanding how big of a position this is compared to maybe someone else's position. So right now, traders, we are still watching this. What do we need out of this play, Dek? Dek, I have not entered yet, but what do we need on this play? If you have not entered yet, but you want to see calls take over, we got to break this downtrend. So if you have not entered yet and you want to see calls take on over, you have to enter this. You have to be able to break this downtrend. Right now, I'm getting close to my threshold where I, again, would get out of this play. Just a little heads on up. I need to see this, break out of this downtrend, try to move itself on up. It looks like bears are still in control, though. It still looks like bears are still in control. See, team, we came on down, bounced. We came on down, bounced, came on down. What I'm nervous of, I'll tell you right now what I'm nervous of. I'm nervous we're about to hit a new low of the day. I'm going to get out of the play. 5 minutes later, shoots back above 45660, and it starts, moving itself back on up. That's what I'm nervous of. I am still watching this. I am still live on this trade. I am still focused on this play. I do think, again, a bounce will be coming. I am partially biased because I am in on this stock. But remember, guys, all I'm trying to do is look at where are the bounce areas over on this. I do have some time on this play, and right now it's starting to get weak. I am hitting my stop loss at this moment. If this does not bounce back up in 10 seconds, I'm out. So, guys, if this does not bounce back above this area in 10 seconds, I'm 100% out. 5, 4, nope, out. Out. Traders, unfortunately took a loss there. Unfortunately took a loss. Now I am out of that stock. I am not going to add even more. So you might say, well, Dek, just keep adding. It has to bounce at some point. No. Wrong way to trade. Wrong way to think of it. Wrong way to put yourself in on these plays. It is not, let me keep holding forever. It is not, let me keep holding and hopefully something good happens. No. If that is the way that you trade, you are going to take a monster hit in your account. So for me, I lost 3% of my account right there over on that trade. So what did I do? Well, I again was thinking to myself, hey, Dek, we know again CPI data just came on out. We are again looking for a bounce play off of 5475. I am not again too upset with that trade. I'm going to be more upset, I think, realizing that it's probably going to bounce back up in like 10 minutes. But that's part of trading sometimes. For me, I can't hold it at 545 and again say, oh guys, we'll keep on holding. That's not the right way as a mentor for me to trade. I would rather, again, show you guys to have discipline. I would rather practice what I preach. I would rather, again, show you guys to have stop losses rather than say, hey, you know what? Let's just keep holding and blow up our accounts. Not the right way to trade. So do I like losing? Obviously, I never like losing, guys. But at the same point, if a trade does not work out, I'd rather keep my loss at a minimum. So again, I do not lose the maximum, right? That's the way, again, stock trading works. So the S&P 500 here, traders. Let's see how much lower this thing is going to fall on down towards. So right now, traders, the S&P 500, this play is still, again, I'm telling you guys, I don't even want to look. I don't want to look because I know it's going to get the bounce right here pretty soon. Don't even want to look at it because I know this is where the bounce is going to be coming on up here. And once it breaks this downtrend, it's going to most likely go on that big squeeze and spike. Now, again, something that some traders may say is, well, Dek, why don't we just wait until the downtrend breaks and then jump on in? That's absolutely fine, right? If that's the area where you feel confident 100%, you can get after it. Paxton, Dek, I followed your trade and ended up taking a loss. Hey, so did I. So the thing is, guys, what I want you guys to always understand is, sometimes, again, some people will say, hey, Dek, I followed your trade and I end up taking a loss. Guys, I have my real money in on these trades. I'm putting, again, my real count. I'm putting my real cash. I understand it, guys. No one wants to take a loss. No one wants to take any sort of, injury to their account in any sort of way. I'm right there with you. So the thing is, traders, I'm always trying to put out the best plays, best alerts, best ideas, best, again, strategies that we can think of. But at the same point, you know what? I don't want to lose my money. I don't want to lose my account, but that's welcome to the game. You want to, again, go to QB camp, you're going to throw a couple interceptions. You go to QB camp, you're going to take a few sacks. You go to QB camp, you're not going to be starting all the time. Same exact thing right here. S&P 500. Oh, Dek, I can't accept any losses. Well, again, you're not going to be a great stock trader. You must realize that losses are going to happen. You got to deal with them. You got to fight with them. And again, you got to battle back from them. So again, those are the most important things when it comes on down to trading. So right here, traders, I want to make sure that we are, again, watching this play, seeing where this play is going to be coming on up here next. So we're all set here. Now, what I will again be absolutely pumped about is that we have had so far in September, guys, an 81% win rate. I'm happy about that. So what does that tell me? Whenever I, again, take a loss like this, I took a loss like this here today with, again, a solid loss because, again, I want to start trading a lot of money here. What gives me, again, confidence? What bounces me back? What makes me say, hey, Dek, you're good? Guys, I win 81% of the time. So whenever I take a loss, whenever I again say, oh man, I just, ended up in the red right there, win 81%. So my next trade, statistically speaking, will be successful. My next trade, statistically speaking, will be able to come out on top. Now, team, what I also want you guys to realize, and I've said this a million times in the past here, is that if you are a new trader, you must put in the work first. You must be willing to understand what I'm looking for. If you again say, oh, Dek, I realize again why you were looking for an entry at 5475. Again, all I'm doing is going back towards a, let's say, 30-minute time frame. Or excuse me, let's go back over towards a 15-minute time frame. At the entry of 54575, I am realizing different areas where we have seen bounce plays in the past. So I can realize that this is a great dip buy and bounce play. This is an old top. This is a dip buy and bounce play. When you are trying to figure out where's the pivot points, you basically want to start at the bottom and work yourself on up to a reasonable area. So where is, again, the next big pivot point area? Can anyone see on the chart right here? I'll give you a hint. It's pretty close. Where is the next big area where in the past we have always seen a reversal towards the upside? In the past, we have always moved ourselves on up. In the past, this has been able to hold. So what I'm seeing at this time is I always say, okay, I take a screenshot. I, again, go right here. That's a great area for dip buy. Go right here. That's been a great area for a dip buy. Go right here. That's a great area for a dip buy. Go right here. Go right here. Go right here. You can see old resistance right here. Old resistance right here. Old resistance right here. The best thing to do now is to be able to find the median. Find the average. So if I say, okay, the S&P 500 at this moment, I see we have old top, old top, old top. Here's bottom, 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 bottom. Let's again get rid of the outliers. Let's get rid of the far ones up top, and let's get rid of the super low ones at the bottom. Now again, the best area that I see at this moment is going to be somewhere right across this line. Would you guys agree or disagree? So to me, that's where I go, all right, let's go ahead. Let's grab this. Let's put this area across the board right here, and let's go right here. Now, this would be the next super strong area of support. We had a dip buy and bounce. 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 We had old top resistance right here. Unfortunately, this area is still pretty far away. This area is all the way on down to 543. This area is all the way on down to 543. I mean, guys, that is still another $2 away here. So if the S&P 500 starts getting weaker, we're going all the way back on down to 543. Now, again, what's the next big confident area over on this play? 543, $2 away. Some people are interested on buying a 545. That's just because that's a nice natural hold number, a nice natural support number, that 545 mark. But if we're taking a look at the chart, the next honest dip buy would be bounce, 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 and seeing if this is going to be able to hold up at this area right here. So, the longs, that's what we want to be looking at. Now, I will say this. Again, I want to take a look at this chart a little bit closer. what is this bounce play here? Because again, you know, Fox Runner this morning said that this the S&P 500 is in a bearish pattern right here. It says an ascending wedge, also known as a rising wedge. A rising wedge is generally a bearish signal, indicates a possible reversal during an uptrend. So we have top, 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 and then again, sell off, sell off. So you guys can see that. Then of course, right here at this moment, we do have that same exact setup right here. So what I was looking for this morning was I was looking for a spike back up towards this black line, maybe one more time. But it seems like this is actually holding up. We're already starting to turn. I was looking for the spike on up, then the turn. So right here, traders, it seems like we're already starting to turn. We're already starting to drop. What is this blue line here? That's what I want to look for. So what would be this exact blue line? Let's go, what was that, 60-minute time frame? Let's go back to a 60-minute time frame. And let's see, where would that blue line be exactly? Connecting some dots here. Connecting some dots, connecting some dots. Ooh, guys, are we already cracking underneath that? Are we already cracking underneath that area? Are we already cracking back on down towards that mark? If we go underneath, I think 545, I definitely think 543 could be in region. Especially, again, if we do follow that rising wedge, which is apparently a very strong bearish pattern coming on up. So the SPY right now is getting some trouble, is having some issues there. Small cap wise, let's go ahead and take a look over on the small cap wise, see what we have. Small cap wise, what do we have? BCTX. Stock again spiked on up over on BCTX, and what do you guys realize? It has been nothing but a fade and a drop and a sell-off all the way back on down. So BCTX has not done anything at this moment. This stock is basically just sold right on off. PLCE, a little bit of hype right here. Right now, again, PLCE, this play at this moment, trying to get a little bit of momentum, trying to see if this can, keep on going on up. So that one's trying CNEY, still trying to get a little bit of hype as well. The S&P 500 so far, though, has just given everything back, and it is still on the same downtrend. So I want to see the next big area that we have is that 543 mark. So 543 is next. 543 area is, again, the next main area of support. Remember, traders, if you want to say, hey, Dek, is there a reason to go long right now? Traders, is there a reason to buy? As of now, there is still no reason to buy. I was looking for the quick morning dip and a pullback. But guess what? I got out. Let's think about something here. Imagine if I kept on holding. Imagine if I, again, jumped in on this play and I kept adding. And it's like, oh, Dek, add $20,000. Add $50,000. It'll bounce back up at some point. Imagine how big my loss would be at this point. This is why you have to be willing to get out. If we think about, Dek, where did you get involved over on these plays? Where did, again, you start jumping in over on these stocks? Remember, team, I was, again, in on these plays back down towards what area to do? 450, the 456 mark. I was in here, right? I was in up here, and I was in right here. This is where Sean Dekmar got in. Sean Dekmar jumped in at that blue line. He jumped in on that blue line, and he jumped in on this blue line. These were my entries, right? Now let's think about it. Where did I get out? I got out at this black line. So let's think about this. If I entered here, I entered here, I entered here, I got out here. Guys, imagine if I kept on holding all the way, all the way, all the way. Imagine if I kept on adding all the way, all the way. So even in my losses, I try to think of something positive. Even in my losses, I try to figure out what I could have done wrong or what I could have done right. I say this a lot, and it's never fun. It's never fun, guys. But you do not learn anything from winning. You learn things from losing. What could be one thing that I could have waited for before I again jumped in on the call side? Now, I was trying to look for that bottom dip. I was looking to try to jump in over on that bottom area. But one thing that stands out to me, that sticks in my head, and now I could be successful in the future, is I say, hey, Dek, you jumped in, we still had this downtrend. You jumped in, we still have this downtrend. You jumped in, you still have this downtrend. Guess what? Traders, if we take a look at this line right here, let's go ahead and flip the script. Let's go ahead and take a look at we still have this downtrend. If anyone's jumping on the call side at this moment and holding, we still have this downtrend. This stock is literally saying we are pointing down. We are pointing down at this moment. We are still downtrending. There is no reason for anyone to buy until two reasons. Number one, we break out of this downtrend. Or number two, you go back to what price point? 453. 453, which is coming on up here pretty soon, is the next support line. So this area right here, 453.20, would be the next dip buy area for those that are getting involved in. We just talked about this. We just talked about how this is a great support line. We were saying if this again starts happening, things are going to be, some serious trouble. But the thing is, team, 453 is the next dip buy if you're interested. But let's even flip the script one more time. What about puts? Guys, if you guys have been riding puts, you guys are good to go as long as this downtrend holds. As long as this downtrend holds. You still have, again, the S&P 500 still, again, fading. You have the S&P 500 still falling. You have the S&P 500 still on the bearish side. So a very easy way for you to think about this is you guys can see this is bearish. Anything on this side is bearish. Go ahead, click it, bada boom, bada bing. Make sure you guys are all good. This right here is bearish. Once you get above this line, we start getting back over here. Boom, this is bullish. So, as of now, you are still 100% bearish until you break that line. When you break that line, that's when, again, you can start bringing in some, more hype. That's where you can start bringing in some more momentum. That's where you can start bringing in some more action. So the S&P 500 here, traders, going from the bearish side, trying to work itself on up. Now, again, trying to move, getting a little bit of a bounce play. Nice bounce play so far. We basically just ripped up an entire dollar. But where's the big question? The big question is what is going to happen over at this play? So look at this, team. We hit this downtrend, already starting to get another reversal. Hitting the downtrend, already starting to get another reversal here, team. Right now, it's still bearish. Still bearish. 543 is next. BCTX just got halted on the upside. BCTX got to break $2. Once it breaks $2, room to run all the way up to 250. And man, I will say this, guys. This pattern right here has been pretty spot on. So this pattern right here, that was pretty spot on. That was pretty crazy to see. That was pretty wild here. To see again how good this pattern was and to see how this thing just absolutely sold on off. So pattern led to, again, that sell-off. Pattern led to that drop. Pattern led to that fade. QH hitting some new highs right now. QH starting to move on up with BCTX. So you can see QH was one of our top plays this morning. BCTX was also one of our top plays this morning. Nuge, hey Dek, what would cause my stop loss to trigger on a short before it hits its level? Lightspeed has done it to me twice. I had a short at 740. I set it for that cost. You stop and buy. It triggered at 770. Am I missing something? The only thing I could think of, and I would contact them regardless. But the only way, again, your stop would get hit like that would be if there was a large spread. If there was a large spread, and let's say the buyers, it was like a 30-cent spread. So the thing is, you might put a 770 stop loss, but let's say all of a sudden, there's a large spread of 30 cents. Well, maybe again, something happened along those lines where, okay, a buyer, the price was 770, but the bids were down to 740. Does that make sense? So there could have been a large spread. I don't know. That's just the only thing I can think of kind of right off the rip right there. Other than that, that should not happen. So the S&P 500 here. Now, as you guys also know as well, okay? As you guys also know as well, I usually do not take losses this big. Usually my losses are within, $500 to $1,000. I usually try to keep them within there. So what happened here today, guys? Guys, I'll be honest, I was a little excited. Guys, I was a little excited. I want to make some big money. It's CPI day. I got a little crazy, got a little wild there. Excuse me. So I just got a little excited. Now, again, not excited as in I was just pulling, just throwing money left and right. But I know it's a big day where you can make a lot of money. When we see, again, the S&P 500 right here, and we see the S&P 500, and it's been on this monster crash so far. It's like I was looking for that up towards around 550. I was looking for that, on a nice little move on up. I was looking for that with a nice little spike up to 550. That's what I was looking for. So I was excited, throwing some big money, throwing some cash, throwing some options, throwing some contracts. Unfortunately, again, it just didn't work out the way I wanted it to. All right, it did not do exactly what I wanted, and that's part of the game. Only on my end, I have to have all these people watch me lose. But it goes back and forth. Obviously, again, you guys have seen me win a million times, but then again, you guys see me lose as well. Never fun. It hurts, and it hurts a little bit more with hundreds of people watching, but it's what I signed up for, isn't it? It's like being on a reality show as a man and you're crying. You ever watch The Bachelor or anything like that? And all of a sudden you're sitting there, and the next thing you know, you can't be on your phone, you can't watch any TV, so you're just surrounded by 22 other guys competing over this girl, and then all of a sudden there's some psychological tick that comes on in where you accidentally fall in love with her, but you're not really in love. It's just the fact that you've been starving for the last 60 days, and then all of a sudden you start breaking down and crying and start chucking things on TV, and the whole world is watching. That's a little bit more extreme. That's why I stay off The Bachelor, all right? There's two reasons why I don't go on The Bachelor. Number one, I just feel like America would either love me or America would hate me. And I'm not sure which way that line is going to be crossing. And number two, my fiance would be pissed. So there would be two reasons right there. Number one, not sure, again, the way the public would perceive me. Number two, my, again, girlfriend would be absolutely pissed off. So both valid reasons. Both are good reasons. We'll see, again, what's happening. Shouldn't go on The Bachelor while in a relationship. Okay. Both good reasons. Guys, S&P 500 still fading a little bit at this moment. S&P 500 still dropping now. SPY starting to drop here. Still watching, looking around. I want to see where this momentum's going to take us. I mean, we know the chart pattern on the S&P 500. That is, again, an advantage. I will say that right now. That is an advantage of sitting out the first 10, 20 minutes over on the S&P 500. Because you can see the pattern develop. You can see the chart develop. You can see, again, what's happening over on the play. Has anyone, again, does anyone always sit out the first 10 minutes? Is there anyone here that says, Deck, I never try to buy within the first 5 minutes of the day just because I don't know what's going to happen? Because, I mean, now that we have waited 20 minutes or 30 minutes, we can clearly see where we are bearish. We can clearly see where we are bullish. We can clearly see when we go to both sides. So, sitting out sometimes is, again, a good solid thing to do. So you can just allow the pattern to develop a little bit better. So the SPY traders still, again, keeping our eyes peeled on this. I do think we could crack on down towards the low of the day. The only way we spike is if we break this downtrend. Let's see what's happening over here at this time, team. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. It says at this time, Dow drops more than 400 points as September volatility persists. Trump media shares plunge after, again, debate with Harris. Who watched that last night, guys? Who watched that last night? You guys watched the debate? Obviously, I don't want to get too political. I threw up a poll last night. I threw up a poll. I'm not again saying vote for this guy, vote for her, vote for who, whatever. But I just wanted to see where stock traders are at. I know the majority of my people are again investors and are stock traders. So I wanted to throw up a poll and see what are you guys thinking. And as of now, this is again where the poll currently is over on Twitter. I have 1,587 votes. I kind of want to see what stock traders are thinking. Now, whoever is again winning, please do not be offended. This is not me. This is just again what my followers over on Twitter are thinking at this moment. And right now, what we have here is 80% is leaning towards Trump. I said after watching the debate, who are you going to vote for in the 2024 presidential election? 80% say Trump, 20% say Harris. So there's a lot of people kind of going off their political opinions. I gotcha. I know, again, politics are a very strong thing that you believe in. It's just when it comes down to, this type of deal, you want to do your research. I always say, guys, it's very simple. It's very easy to do what everyone else does, to do what your friends do, to do what your favorite celebrity does, to do what this or that. Just do your research as a person. Do your research as an investor. Do your research on what would help your family the most. If that's Trump, go with Trump. If that's Harris, go with Harris, right? Do what you believe is best, but I think the most important thing is get out there and vote. Obviously, I'm not going to start spilling my political opinions to you guys. No one cares. But I will say, get out, vote, do your research, try to make the best educational decision you can for, again, the future outlook, guys. That's all I could say. Other than that, I'm a stock trader. You're a stock trader. Let's make some freaking money around here. Guys, there is, again, the drop on down. So there is, again, the drop on down to 543. 543 starting to fade on here a little bit weaker. $543 back on down here, guys. And here is where, and I'm just going to do a mental trade here. Mental trade. 543 is the entry. Dek, where are we coming up with that number? 543, as we've talked about, is the next big area for a pivot point. So all I'm going to do at this moment is take a screenshot of this so I just, don't have to keep showing yet and say 543 is great right here. 543 is great right here. 543, 543, 543, and again, 543. So that is the area that I do believe, this low of the day could be the low right here, where I think the SPY is going to be bouncing back on up. So SPY, I do believe this is going to be right around the lows for, by taking a look at the previous chart history. This is a strong support line. So if anyone is interested in their first calls on the day, if anyone is interested in saying, hey, Dek, yep, I want to start getting involved, this is where you guys are probably going to want to be looking at. So I would say 543 is going to be that main area. Dek, what would be like the perfect entry? Perfect entry would literally just be 543. So surround it. 54290, 54310. Things along that. So far, guys, I am being a little bit more cautious right now. Reason why I'm being a little more cautious is, again, I did take a loss. I took a big hefty loss here, so I don't want to, again, just be spewing out, a whole bunch of, trades and trying to revenge trade. I definitely want to make sure that I'm all set, emotionally checked in, and making sure I'm set, ready to rock and roll. So right now, team, this is going to be the main area. S&P 500, obviously keeping this one on watch and high alert for all traders. Everyone should be focused over for that 543 area. And then on top of that, if you're saying, Dek, I don't want to wait until 543. I'm going to wait until the downtrend breaks. That's an absolutely A-okay area to enter as well. If you're saying, Dek, I'm just going to wait until the downtrend breaks and then I'm going to jump in from there. Fine. right? That's great reasoning. That's a great game plan. You have every right to be able to say that. So let's see if that one could be able to squeeze itself on up, start getting a little bit more hype and attention. Now, I will say from so far, we have dropped. Oh, guys, there's 543. I'm doing mental trade here. Not a real trade. I don't have any money invested right now. I have $0 invested. But I want to see, is this going to bounce at 543? Traders, if this keeps on cracking, if this keeps on falling, if this keeps on fading, it's still dumping. Look at this, guys. There has been no lines of support that have held. I am not in anything. I'm telling you guys that right now. I'm not in anything at this moment. But this is now cracking even lower of 543. This is, the SPY's falling apart. I mean, I got to give kudos over here to this. I mean, this is insane. The S&P 500 charting is setting up in a wedge. This is again going to lead towards a reversal. I mean, this has literally been perfect over here. There has not been any line of support. This thing has just continuously dumped, continuously fade. There has been a huge wedge pattern, and this wedge down into the corner just led to a big sell-off. Now, again, please note, I am not in on anything. I took my loss. I, again, am still sitting. I said I would take a mental trade maybe, but this thing is still just selling on off. So this thing is still just fading. This thing is still just falling. Guys, this market just falling right now. That CPI data leading towards, again, so much weakness. There has not been any opportunity for a bounce play yet. There has not been one bounce play that has actually held its gains. So as of now, how much lower is left over on this play? How much lower is left? How much weaker can this get? And so I'm just kind of sitting back more as like an entertainment purpose at this moment. S&P 500 is now down almost $7 on the day. It's down 1.25%. Right now, the S&P 500, it seems like at this point, I don't even want to throw out a support line. Because I don't want to throw out a support line where it's just going to sell on off underneath and you say, oh, I bought at that support line. Being straight up with you, puts are in control. Bears are in control. Bulls are getting eaten alive. Now, I will also say this, guys. Imagine if we didn't have stop losses. Imagine if we didn't have discipline. Imagine if we said to ourselves, guys, hey, you know what? I'm going to keep adding and adding and adding. Guess how much my account would be down right now? This right here is the reason why we can't say, well, maybe it'll bounce back up, later on today. Maybe it has to bounce back up at some point. Guys, when you guys are doing contracts and options and you guys only have, again, 1 or 2 day expirations, you don't have that type of leverage. You don't have that type of time. You don't have that type of, okay, let me sit on back. It'll come back up at some point. Sure, if you buy shares or you do a contract that has, again, a 1 year out expiration, but you can't take that risk. If you're in on a trade that has the same day expiration or tomorrow's expiration or Friday's expiration, you have to be willing to say, hey, if it's not working out, I'm getting out and moving on. And that's what I want to be able to have every single person be on top of. So right now, traders, we are still, again, fading and falling. If you're saying, Dek, well, what area do you see? I mean, the next area, go back on down to about a 30-minute time frame. We could see it here. Go back to a 15-minute time frame here, traders. This all the way down here is, again, 540-ish. 540, 539. So another about $2 drop. Now, I know so many people are excited about rate cuts. And I've showed you guys that picture a million times before. But whenever you type in rate cut history, right? And you go ahead and you guys take a look at the chart. People always say, oh, let me get ready for rate cuts. But when rate cuts happen, the market usually sells on off. This does get us a little bit nervous. This does get a little bit like, okay, hey, what's going to be happening here? You know, rate cuts happen, we could see big time drops. Looking at the past rate cut cycles, seeing the markets fall. The majority of the decline in bear markets occurred after the Feds cut rates. Guys, again, you can see right here. History shows that equities tend to perform quite poorly after rate cuts. 1969, 36% drop. 1973, 48% drop. 1981, 27% drop. 2000, 51% drop. 2007, 58% drop. 2019, 35% drop. So to be able to see this, guys, you know, to be able to say, hey, whenever we have had rate cuts in the past, we've had monster drops here. Ugh. Is this a Michael Burry moment? Is this a Michael Burry moment at this time? Is this a Michael Burry moment to say, hey guys, get ready for, again, the biggest shorts of your life. Get ready for the biggest put contracts of your life. Get ready for, again, the biggest opportunities that you have ever seen in your life. I mean, that is nuts. I mean, it's just facts. That's what you have to go for. You ever hear anyone that say, oh, I go by feeling, and then you have someone else that says, oh, I go by the numbers? 99% of the time, the guy that goes by the numbers is usually the correct guy. The guy that goes through the feeling and like picking up dirt from the ground and, you know, taking little nibbles of it, that guy has no idea what's going on. The thing is, I could say this and say these are facts, but people will still not believe me and go elsewhere. When we take a look at the previous history, this is what we have seen the market decline after we have put rate cuts. 1969, we had Fed pivoting from now having rate cuts. We had a 36% drop. 1973, the Feds did rate cuts, 48% drop. 1981, the Feds did rate cuts, 27% drop. 2000, Feds did rate cuts, 51% drop. 2007, Feds did rate cuts, 58% drop. 2019, Feds did rate cuts, 35% drop. And now, of course, going into 2024, early 2025, we have rate cuts. What's this average here? 32%? A little higher? Right around 35%? That's pretty nuts. It's pretty crazy to be seeing, guys. So we want to see here. Coldplay, 3,900 Coldplay. 3,900. Guys, look at the market right now. Still going lower. Market right now, guys, still... This is still holding on up. This has been the line that is still fading. This has been the line that is still falling. And this has been the downtrend here. So, man, this thing has been absolutely crazy. Absolutely wild. Still fading. I'm just posting this chart here for you guys. SPY still falling. I told you CPI day was going to be a big day. CPI day was going to be a big day. Just came on down to wrong direction for myself. It's unfortunate. I'm upset about it. I put on a smile. I make sure I'm looking good every day. But I'm hurting on the inside. I want to, again, be able to make this money. I want to be able to make this cash. I want to be able to make this profit. Now, again, this is where you get yourself into an interesting position. What's the interesting position? Well, Dek, go ahead and go ahead and do put contracts then. Well, again, the moment, if you do put contracts after a $7 drop and a 1.25% sell-off, you could potentially be doing put contracts at the bottom. So the thing is, team, imagine taking a loss by doing calls this morning, and now you say to yourself, you know what? Fine, I'll give in. I'll go to the momentum. I'll go against the. I'll go with the momentum here, and I will again do puts instead. And you do puts all of a sudden at the price of 54150, and now it starts spiking back on up. Has anyone ever put themselves in that position where you were so confident about a play, you did it, you were incorrect? You say, this stinks. I'm gonna get out. You get out of the play, you sit back, the stock falls. You say, fine, I'll do a put contract or I'll short it. The moment you do a put contract or the moment you short it, it goes on the opposite direction. Because what it really comes on down to is the longer you wait to do a put contract, the longer it falls. The longer it falls, the lower it gets. The lower it gets, the more appealing it is for a bounce play now. So,
There are many times that a stock will be falling, you do a short, then it bounces back on up. There's many times that a stock spikes, you say, fine, I'll buy it, then it starts falling back on down. No, I refuse to be that guy that is, again, jumping in on opposite sides, left and right, just getting caught on up, and every trade you take, you lose on. That is not the type of trader I want to be. What do we have penny stock wise, guys? CNEY hit the 200-day moving average. FTCI hit the top 200-day moving average, starting to fade back on down. BCTX starting to fade. PLCE, guys, trying to get a little bit of hype, but again, kind of our top dogs here. QH still has potential. QH, I could imagine squeezing again later on this afternoon. PLCE trying to get a little bit more hype. FTCI, no. BCTX, a little bit. So, I mean, these are some of the top plays, of course, that we are watching and focusing on right here at this moment. Man, oh man. Guys, September is going to be wild. October is going to be crazy. November with the presidential elections are going to be out of this world. December at the end of the year is always the most wild month, and January is the start. I'll tell you right now, from everything we have coming on up, we have September, which is known as the reddest month of the year. Then we move over into fall trading, which always brings in volatility. We're also going to be having our small account challenge in October. Then November is the presidential elections. And then end of the year, December, is where everyone's going nuts because they want to finish off their year great. And then everyone goes crazy in January to start off the year on a super high note. So really, when you're thinking about this, and we have September, October, November, December, the next 5 months are going to be so absolutely ludicrous, so absolutely crazy. You guys better be prepared. I mean, that's it. Like the next 5 months, I will say this. If anyone is a brand new trader, the next 5 months are my favorite times to trade. Fall time to the early winter is always I say it every year, is my best time to trade. And statistically speaking, when I make the most amount of money. Why is this? Well, because guys, as the weather starts turning, people are now inside. As people are inside, there's more, again, people trading. As more people are trading, there's more volatility, more action, more movement, more profit. When we see all these traders buying and we see this movement and we see this hype, well, guess what? That's where things start going crazy. Also, during the winter months, these times, we do see a lot more volume, as we already spoke about. But at the end of the year, we see everyone going nuts. Everyone's trying to finish off their years on strong notes. Everyone's getting, again, their last trades. People are taking money in and out for taxes. People are then start the year on a crazy activity. This year, we have presidential elections in November, right? Also, if you guys do not know, the final 3 months, October, November, December, are statistically speaking the most profitable months on the S&P 500. So let's just go over to SPY, average return per month. And if we want to take a look over on these, we usually always see very strong rallies right at like the end of the year here. So, I mean, like usually what we have October, November, December are always crazy strong rallies to end off the year. And that brings in a lot of hype. That brings in a lot of momentum. That brings in a lot of attention. October, November, December, monster climbing. That brings in a lot of that, a big volume that all traders are always excited about. I also have, I want to see if I can find this real quick, that one picture that shows like the average percentage return. And it always shows October, November, December just being like so green. And it's kind of crazy how it does fall into these monthly, like these monthly averages. Like every single month we could follow these and be able to say, oh wow, hey, yeah, this makes sense. If you do puts a lot more during September, you have a better chance of winning. If you do calls in October, November, and December, you have a better chance of winning. Hey, Dek, could I just do a put contract September 1st and then get out of it in September 30th? Absolutely. Dek, could I just do a call contract October 1st and get out of it on December 25th? Absolutely. There are a lot of people that do very similar things. There's a lot of people that get involved in plays, guys, just like that. They say, oh, I'm going to do a put contract September 1st. I'm going to get out September 30th. Then on top of that, I'm going to do a call contract on October 1st and get out of it on December 25th. So yes, a lot of people like to do that type of, trading where they do 3-month call contracts.
Guys, S&P 500 coming back on down towards the low of the day. Here we go. Another new low coming on up. Another new low coming on up here, guys, on the S&P 500. SPY right now, we are going to keep this thing close. Coldplay says right now that gap to the left of your chart has to be filled at some point. Just depends if they want to close that weekend gap today or tomorrow. So are you talking about this little gap right here? Like back on down to 538.50? If that's what you're referring to, I definitely see, I see what you mean. Right now, S&P 500 about to hit a brand new low of the day. S&P 500 traders, S&P 500, another new low. Guys, we are now down $8 on the S&P 500. Look at this. Look at this. Guys, would you look at that? Just look at it. If you take a look over on the S&P 500, we have at this moment another drop. We have, again, the S&P 500, another fade. We have the S&P 500, another sell-off. The S&P 500 is still fading here. So even though I'm in the red today, I'm taking a positive out of it. The positive out of it is, Dek, thank goodness that you did not keep on holding. Thank goodness that you had some discipline. Thank goodness that you got out of this stock. Now, what's the negative? Let's take a positive away, and let's take criticism away. Criticism is, Dek, you jumped in on the S&P 500 when it's on a downtrend. Dek, you kept on adding 2 times while it's on a downtrend. Let's be open. Let's be honest. Let's be transparent. Why are you guys here? Because you guys want to learn how to trade. How do you guys learn how to trade? From watching me, someone who usually wins. Now, again, when I do take a loss, I like to figure out why. There's 2 ways to react from a loss. Number 1, get pissed, pick up your keyboard, slam it over against the wall, have the keys go all over the place. Then you got to vacuum on up. Then again, you got little keys in your vacuum. They start tearing up the bag. Now again, you got to go ahead and buy yourself a brand new vacuum cleaner. You walk over to Walmart, you get yourself a brand new vacuum cleaner. You don't realize, again, they cost, again, $100, $200. Then you see one for sale that's $500, but now it's only $299. You realize if you buy one for $80, it's probably going to break soon anyway. So you end up forking over $299 for a vacuum cleaner. That pisses you off even more. You come back to the trade, and then you realize again, oh man, I should have went on the put side. Now you're even pissed off even more. Has anyone gone through that situation? Has anyone been through that scenario? Or we can just be able to figure out what we did right, what we did wrong. We can just be able to say to ourselves, hey, what's happening here? Guys, very simple answer. Dek, stock's on a downtrend. It's very tough to make money doing calls against the trend. Very tough to do calls against the trend. Easy as that. Right now, team the SPY has a lot of hype and a lot of momentum. Waiting to see how much lower this thing is going to fall on down towards. Little heads on up, guys. Pretty good news as well. I have all the cleaners. Everyone's all set and ready to go over for the Utah trip. That's next week. So again, we are heading on out to, again, the trading mansion. Pool is open. Jacuzzi is open. Personal chef is there. Driver is ready. We have, again, house is getting cleaned on up. We're bringing on over sheets, handmade from alpacas down in South America. Everything is absolutely beautiful over in the summer here. Be live trading, getting after it, having some fun. So again, I'm super pumped. We are only 6 days away from the summer Utah Mastermind.
Now, if you guys are again interested, we will be having one ski mastermind this year as well. So last year we did 2 ski masterminds. I just felt like I was away from the chat a little bit too long doing 2 ski masterminds. But if you guys are interested, we will be doing another, just only one though, only one ski mastermind coming on up this winter. Probably going to be somewhere in January or March, just a little heads on up. Both times we went, conditions were awesome, conditions were perfect. I had a blast, and I know you guys did as well. So the thing is, if you guys are interested in the ski mastermind, live trading in person, getting after it, we are super excited about that. It is going to be our next one, and that one will probably go on sale sometime in November. So probably sometime in November, we'll have the dates all picked out, ready to rock and roll for you guys, and we'll have everything all dialed on in. All right? So November time, baby. That's the next one. If you guys missed out on this one for the Utah one. There's a picture of last time, one of our traders. I'm just kidding. That's just probably off like Google or something. We have a low of the day of 540.43. 540.43 here. Right now, the S&P 500 traders. S&P 500, we are staying alive here, watching and waiting for this next momentum. Looking to see where is this volume honestly going to take us next? Where is this hype going to take us next? Now, I will say this, guys. Coming on up, I want to prepare the right way for our small account challenge. Last year, traders, was one of the first times that I did not succeed with my small account challenge. We have done the small account challenge 6 times. I've succeeded with it 4 times. Last year was one of the years that I did not succeed. So I have a lot on my plate coming on up with making sure that I succeed with my small account challenge. I want to make sure that every single person that's saying, oh, Dek, I'm joining you for the small account challenge, that we are again coming out on top. So right now we have about, an 80% success rate with our small account challenges. I've done it every single year for the past 6 years. You can literally, again, go through it and be able to see every single year the past 6 years. Now, we did not succeed in it last year. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to be, oh, well, this and that. I didn't grow it last year. I need to make sure that I come out on top this year. I don't want to have a stat that, oh, Dek only, again, grows it 4 out of 7 times, 4 out of 8 times, 4 out of 9 times. I want to keep this party going. I want to go 5 out of 7. I want, again, 6 out of 8. So the 2 years that, again, didn't work on out, I want to make sure that those 2 years do not happen again. So most likely, traders, it's going to be right around a $5,000 account. I will be not only doing options, I will be looking for calls, or excuse me, I will be looking for breakouts. I feel like that is a monster way to be able to grow your account, like nailing something like BCTX in the morning. Nailing, again, a play like BCTX that goes from 60 cents all the way up to $2.10. I mean, that's a free $2,500 right there. Imagine NQ. Imagine, QH. Imagine getting in on QH last night, guys. Imagine jumping in on QH, a stock that we were all aware of yesterday. QH, guys, went all the way from the price of 30 cents up towards the price of $1.35, then went from $1.35 all the way up to $3.35. That means if you had a $1,300 account, you could have bought in with 1,000 shares. Within, again, an hour and a half, you could have been up $2,000 in profit. Now imagine if you had a $4,000 account, you could have been up over $8,000 in profit. So a big part of growing a small account is nailing a breakout. A big part of a small account is nailing a monster move. A big part of a small account is nailing smaller cap plays. So these are all plays, of course, that we want to be looking at. But I will be, again, sending out more information after I get back from the Utah Mastermind for, again, the small account. So small account information, guys, we will, again, go over that probably all like the end of next week.
End of next week, I'll be sending you guys out a lot more details and things along those lines. If you guys do have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. As of now, traders, the S&P 500 is still fading. It's still dropping. Now, traders, we are, again, still sitting on this downtrend. This downtrend has yet to be able to break. You know what else I want to look at? How's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin crashing back on down right now? Huh? Basically, Bitcoin got up to 57,000, back on down to 55,000. So that has been getting a lot weaker here. I feel like, guys, hey, crypto guys, don't yell at me, okay? You might even agree with me on this. Does anyone talk about crypto anymore? Does anyone like, and again, I'm talking out of public perspective. I'm not hating it, okay? I like some crypto, but I just feel like, where the heck is everyone in crypto? I feel like, honestly, everyone went so nuts in crypto, and 99% of people lost money in crypto, and people just got caught up in scams 24/7, that I just feel like it went from everyone loving it so much to just everyone being so against it so quickly. It's like, oh yeah, we love crypto, everyone, and then everyone just got scammed and lost all their money on NFTs and such, and now no one wants to do it anymore. Am I incorrect with this? Now, I know, again, there are so many people that love crypto, and I'm not trying to make you angry, but I'm just saying I don't hear anything about crypto anymore. I don't hear anything about NFTs. I don't hear anything about meme coins. I don't hear anything about Bitcoin adoption. I don't hear anything. So the thing is, I'm just talking about as a public trader, thinking like, could this still be an investment? Now, hey, you want to shut me up real quick? What's a great way to shut me up real quick? You can still go to the year to date. Bitcoin is still up year to date, 26%. So year to date, it's still making you money. Year to date, it's still up 26%. Year to date, it's still above the S&P 500. So you want to shut me up real quick, crypto guys? Say, hey, Dek, results don't lie. Very true. Seismic saying the hype around crypto died down, but it's become more legitimate. When people hear crypto, they think, all right, the digital market. Everyone used to go nuts, but now it's just another market people trade. So again, yep. Again, I just, I guess, yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just a waiting game. It's a waiting game for that that next technology. It's a waiting game for that next move here. Guys, we have the S&P 500 looking. Now, I will say this coming on up. The S&P 500 is going to have to get ready for either a breakout or it's going to go on the next leg down. What do you guys think is going to happen next? What do you guys think is about to happen next here, team? Is the S&P 500 about to spike on up and run up to 542, or are we going to hit this downtrend and get a new low of the day? What do you guys think? Either yell out right now, type out right now, spike for a break back on up, or crack for a new low of the day. We are about to come on up towards its downtrend here. Are we going to spike back on up, or are we going to crack right back on down? And there it is. And there is a new low of the day. And there is the drop. And there is the sell-off. Giovanni makes it easy. Says, whatever I say, it's just going to do the opposite of it. So Giovanni goes up, comes crashing on down. Hey, I understand it, guys. I understand. Right now, it is just fully on the downside. Look at this. It is just still fully on the downside. We have not gotten any spike back on up at all yet. We are still completely bearish out of this play. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Another new low of the day. The S&P 500 is almost down 2% on the day. Traders, we are now down almost $9 on the day. So SPY
down $9 on the day. Over 1.5%. This market is getting crushed. So this thing is still, and we haven't even gotten to rate cuts yet. Oh. All right. That's my voice of exhaustion, like of what the future could hold. But I know if, again, you had your eyes closed or something, you might have gotten something else. So I will stop doing that immediately. Note to self, let's not do that again. And now let's see what else we have here. Traders keeping our eyes peeled, looking for this next move. I mean, it's just been dropping, guys. All right, here it comes. Here it comes, guys. I think the first little dip by, it's kind of like a game at this point. Are we going to break the bearish territory here soon? Are we going to break this downtrend? So this downtrend is still fading. This downtrend is still falling. This downtrend is still holding in place. If we go underneath 540 and we drop back down into the 539s, oh baby, oh baby, oh baby, guys, this thing, I know this sounds crazy right now, team. I feel like I am lucky that I took a loss at my loss. I feel like I am lucky that I, again, did not get into some sort of mood or ego where I kept on holding it. I would be down 20 grand today. I would be down $30,000 if I just kept adding and adding and adding. I am lucky on the fact that I said, guys, this trade is not working out. Let me move on and let me get out of this play. Just imagine how many people didn't do that in the world. Imagine your old self where you said, Dek, I would still hold right now. I would jump in right now, keep holding and holding and holding. Buy account. Buy. Everyone wave right now. Everyone buy. If you, again, just keep holding and holding and hoping and hope, this is where today, guys, guess what happened? If we think of our account as a body, basically, someone came on up and they, again, gave me a Charlie horse in the arm. Does it feel good? No. I got a big Charlie horse in my arm. Someone just came up and smacked me right here. And I said, ow, that hurt. But again, after 5 minutes, it doesn't hurt that bad anymore. After 5 minutes, it's okay. Imagine how bad it could have been. There are people out there that are standing in front of a RPG. There are people right now that are holding on to live grenades that are about to go off any moment, and it's just not going to be very good. So the thing is, if I'm taking a pinch, if I'm taking a Charlie horse to the thigh, okay. You know what? I'll take it. It's not fun, but it's way better than holding on to a live grenade that some people are doing at this moment, it seems like, with their accounts. So I feel lucky on the fact that I'm able to say right now, hey, I've only taken a small amount. Now, another big thing, as we've talked about before, traders, and we've talked about this before many times, we can just go right over to Google. Make our lives easy. S&P 500 average return per month. Traders, look at this. January's awesome. It's green. February, just a little trouble. March, April, green. May, a little bit of trouble. June, July, August, green. September, guys, what the heck's going on in September? Every single year in September gets absolutely crushed. So, guys, if we want to take a look over on this here, take a look. September is getting absolutely dominated. So every single year in September, this thing gets absolutely dominated. That's pretty nuts. September just getting destroyed. And this is what we got. So is it shocking that the market's falling? I mean, this happens every September. So, I'm just going to type out cheat code. Cheat code. Easy way to trade. September 1st. Buy puts. Right? September 31st. Cover puts. October 1st. Buy calls. December 31st. Cover calls. Right? So it's like, that is the easiest way to trade possible. You know, if you want to say to yourself, hey, let me just play the momentum here. You know, all you guys have to do is just understand that this market at this time, Dek, only 30 days in September. That strategy wouldn't work. There's only 30 days in September. Ah! Just let me live. Let me live my life. Okay? No, okay. I'll fix it. I'll fix the problem. I'll fix it. I'll make it better. Thank you. September 30th. There we go. Better. Traders, SPY. It is still testing this downtrend. I just want to see when it's going to break. Is this thing ever going to break? Baby, come back. And you can blame it all on me. So right now, traders, we are still, again, waiting to see where this momentum is going to take us here next. We do have the S&P 500. Let me ask you guys this right now. Is there anyone here that's saying either, number one, Dek, I'm going to ride puts until this trend line cracks? And is there anyone here that says, Dek, I am waiting for a call. I am going to jump in and pull the trigger on calls once this downtrend breaks? It is very scary to be doing calls on a day like today. I'll tell you that right now. It is very scary to be doing calls on a day like today. But I can understand why you'd be doing them at the area that you're doing them. Traders, we are basically right at that downtrend area. This thing could still potentially pop itself on up. And baby, come back. And baby, come back. So we're only 10 cents away from the low of the day. We are basically sitting right next to these areas here. But yeah, guys, I just went over here. Everyone go retweet this. Go retweet this over on Twitter. Make everyone's life easy. I said cheat code, easy way to trade. September 1st, buy puts. September 30th, cover puts. October 1st, buy calls. December 31st, cover calls. Right? So, I mean, average S&P 500 returns. September, the market drops. October, November, December, market climbs. Easy way to trade. Short it in September. Hold it for 3 months on calls. And traders, look at this. The S&P 500 refuses to give up this downtrend right now. So right now, traders, it's trying. It is trying to break this downtrend. It seems like as of now, and I know the moment I say this, it's going to be like the most massive red candle in the world, okay? So let's just see here. As of now, okay, I feel like I'm going to jinx this in every single way. But as of now, the S&P 500 is finding a lot of support at the price of 540. As of now, the S&P 500 is sitting and bouncing off 540, bouncing off 540, bouncing off 540, bouncing off 540. If you are interested, the 1 out of 1,000 people that you are saying, I'm going to look for a call contract, the hands down most important thing to you
is to make sure that we stay above 540. If you go underneath 540, there could be a lot of trouble coming on up. Okay? So 540 is going to be absolutely crucial. So 540, you want to see if this thing can spike and squeeze. But again, we are for the first time today. For the first time today, we are breaking this downtrend. Let's see how this again works. Are we going to be able to break this downtrend and go on that nice rip and run, get a nice climb on up? So we are still getting a little bit of hype. Dek, anything? CNEY. Look at CNEY. CNEY has gone from 67 cents up to $1.30. So CNEY has been moving itself on up. Is there any news on this? I kind of want to check this on out real quick. Let's go ahead and take a look over on CNEY here. CNEY. CNEY up 348%. Most recent news. There is no news available. CNEY, nothing found here. So is there really like nothing? Is this like, what's going on here? CNEY. Yeah, so there hasn't been any news that has come out in over 3 months. There's been no news that has come on out in over 3 months on CNEY. That's kind of crazy to see. So this is a stock right here. It's gone from 27 cents all the way up to $1.35. Kind of like, you know, what? QH yesterday. QH went on this big spike yesterday with no news whatsoever, and then news came out later that night. So maybe it's like following the same path. Little heads on up. We do have the S&P 500 at this moment, trying to hold up its gains, still hitting right at that 540 mark. 540 still trying to hold on up. So right here, traders, we're still watching. Dek, why were we not interested in shorting penny stocks today? Again, today's just been a day that I was just so excited about CPI data. You know, CPI data, it's finally here. I can finally watch it. I can finally check it on out. So today I was just so excited about the CPI data. I will let you guys know, though, coming on up, because I know there's been a lot of people that are saying, Dek, I want you to do shorts. I want you to do penny stocks. I want you to look for breakouts. I want you to look for spikes, all that good stuff. I got you, and I understand. And I will let you know right now, the only way that I'm going to be able to grow a small account is by nailing small account breakouts, small account shorts. I will tell you right now, traders, I think the reason why I lost my small account last year is because all I did was options. I didn't look for breakouts. I wasn't looking for shorts as much. This year, I'm going to be hitting the trifecta. Breakouts, bounce plays, options, shorting. I'm going after all of it. So it's going to be a much, much different type of, you know, way. It was a lot of it last year was everyone was like, oh, just do it with options, do it with options. And I try to, again, listen to everyone I possibly can because I want to do things that you guys want. But at the end of the day, I think the most important goal is to just grow the small account. Am I right or wrong? I think the most important thing is to turn this small account from 5,000 to 80,000, 5,000 to 100,000. That's the most important thing. So the thing is, if you don't like the way I do it, I'm sorry, but I'm going to just do it the way that I think is going to be the most profitable. Okay? So I'm going to do it that way this year. So even though I'm going to, you know, take your opinions into consideration, if someone says, "Oh, just do it doing options, just do it doing shorts, just do it doing breakouts." That's great. I will again throw those opinions in my head and I will literally never think about them again because all I want to do is grow the account any way I possibly can. We're here to make money. You're here to make money. You're here to grow your small account. Am I right or wrong? No matter how we do it, as long as we have success, that's what it's all about, baby. So let's get ready to go here. Dek, do you ever think about doing stand-up? I've done an open mic before, open mic 1 or 2. Again, the only issue I have with, again, doing an open mic stand-up night is just the amount of publicity. You know, I go up there, everyone, again, has such high expectations. I got to stand around and sign autographs, take pictures. I don't get to hang out with my friends the rest of the night, talking to agents, deals, movies, contracts, all that stuff that's just always happening. So I try to avoid doing a lot of stand-up type of stuff, open mic nights, just because, you know, I'm just trying to just fly underneath the radar a little bit more, you know? So every now and then might get into it. Right now, 540. 540 still that bottom. What's the deal with airplane food? What's the deal with airplane food, huh? I mean, what is the deal with airplane food? I mean, you're sitting and you're in the air and they give it to you. What's the deal? What's the deal with it? S&P 500. S&P 500 finally getting a little bit of that break, guys. So S&P 500 working itself on up. What's the next target? VWAP. Dek, where's the next resistance line before the VWAP? Right here, 542. So 542. This is our first break. It's our first break, guys. Look at this. It's like, again, watching your kid be able to ride a bike without those little sissy wheels on the side. Training wheels, that's what they're called. You guys want to hear a fun fact about myself? Never had them. Never in my life. You guys, you think I would be caught dead being 6 years old with a whole bunch of training wheels? Guys, be an athlete. That's what my dad said to me. He said, Sean, be an athlete. You can, again, sit on a bicycle. I said, Dad, I'm 6 years old. He says, just go ahead. You're fine. And again, I was fine. He was right. Okay? Right now, it's like watching that. Let's see if the S&P 500 could be able to do that thing. Bounce back on up. SPY. We're all set. SPY going from bullish to bearish. Now, I will also say this, guys, because someone once have emailed me. Someone says, Dek, it sounds like from what you have said over on the microphone before that you've had a very traumatic childhood and you try to make it up with humor. If there's anything you need to talk about, please let me know. I one time had someone email me that, and I will let you know 99% of the stories that I say on the mic are not true. So I appreciate your concern, but at the same time, we are absolutely fine. I love my dad. Dad, I love you. Mom, I love you. But I appreciate your concerns. I was never beat that hard. Okay? It was fine. We're all right. It made us stronger. It wasn't that hard. So we're all set here, ready to go. Praxton saying, isn't that backwards? Is what backwards? Is what backwards at this time? Bearish is on the downside, bullish is on the upside. So what are we talking about? Is what backwards? I'm sorry. Please let me know. Oh, we're going from bullish to bearish. Oh, sorry about that. Thank you. I didn't see that going from bearish to bullish. Thank you. Mid-size, I'm not exactly sure right now. I can double check it. I will look into it more. I'm not exactly sure just off the top of my head, and I don't want to make up a number because if I'm making up a number, if I'm way too high, people will be like, oh, that's not true. You're lying. But if I'm way too low, then again, I'm kind of decrediting myself. So I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head. Going from bearish, there you go, bearish to bullish. But as always, guys, as you guys know, every single trade I make is on the live stream. I don't do any trades that are off the live stream. Also, on top of that, guys, every win I post over on Twitter, StockTwits, all that good stuff. And every loss I always post as well. So the thing is, traders, every single time I've traded, I again do it on the live stream. There is not a time that again I am streaming that I am not trading or you guys don't see anything. So you guys can see absolutely every single trade I make. I think it's so important to be transparent. There's something that irks me when again I see traders say, oh, I made $20 million this year, and I say, okay, can we see a live trade? No. Can we see a P&L? No. Can you show any broker statement in any sort of way? No. And then again, there's like 45,000 likes on their tweets that are like, this guy's great. Guys, I could literally go ahead and type out, oh, I made $45 million this year, and if everyone wants to believe me, I mean, great, but I would like to see some sort of proof. I would like to see some sort of, consistency to back up that statement. But I just feel like every now and then, every 16-year-old kid is making $37 million and turning one. I saw it yesterday, guys. Someone said, I just finished my small account challenge. I turned $1 into $200 million in 30 days. And it had like 42,000 likes. And people were like, this guy's amazing. This guy's incredible. $1 to 42 million? How are people believing this stuff? How are people believing this garbage? Live stream it. Show a P&L. Do something that's real. Right? So, I don't know. When I see stuff like that, I'm always like, it's just like, man, is that all it takes? Is that all it takes? Can I just go out and start, typing that stuff out over on Twitter? Guys, here's again the S&P 500 going from bearish to bullish. So there is the first break. There is the first break. There is the first sign of life over on the S&P 500. Here is the first break. Here is the first sign of life. Here is the first sign of action. Here's the first sign of activity. This is what we're seeing over on the SPY right now, team. And this is the beauty of sometimes sitting back for 10 minutes, 15 minutes at the start of the day. Because when we have 10 to 15 minutes at the start of the day, traders, we can see the downtrend. We can see the uptrend. We can see the reversal. So yes, I'm going to be straightforward with you guys. When you trade within the first 10 to 15 minutes, you may not be able to see the clear-cut trend. But waiting for 20 to 30 minutes, we see the trend. We see what we have to break. We see the bullishness. We see the bearishness. We see the buyers. We see the sellers. We see where we can all, I think every single person here can say to themselves, I understand why the SPY is moving on up. Can every single person here say, Dek, I understand why buying volume moved in right here? Because we just cracked the trend line for the first time. We know that we were bearish until this trend line cracked. And once this trend line cracked, we have now seen a reversal. I show you guys a bajillion different messages every day, or a bajillion different examples every single day, where we have, let's say, trend lines right here. Here's simple trend line. Trend line. Here's bullishness to bearishness. Here's bullishness to bearishness. Here's bullishness, the bearishness. Here's bullishness, the bearishness. Here's an ascending triangle pattern. So you guys can see here is bearishness into bullishness, where you guys can see we have that buying volume now moving on in, where we have that, again, good action, that good activity. Paxton, is it risky to hold my call a bit longer? I will just let you know your first main line of resistance is going to be right around 542.50. Expect to see selling right around here, which is going to be up towards this area. So, is it risky to hold calls? I'm going to say yes. Why is it risky to hold calls? Because this market has been falling every single, nonstop. I would say if you're in on calls, take some sort of profits for good old Uncle Dek above the price of 542.25. When you get above 542.25, doesn't have to be everything. Dek, I have 5 contracts. Take 2 contracts then if you want to keep holding. But just guarantee me that as we come on up to 542.25 right now, you're taking 1 contract, taking a little money off the table. Okay? So right there, you took something. Because last thing I want this to do is fall all the way back down to the low of the day and you say, oh man, I didn't take any profits up high. You just went from 540 to 542.25. Take some money when you have it. So right now, traders, we are again keeping our eyes peeled. Watching and waiting.
Deck, who do you want to win, Trump or Harris? Guys, I do not want to answer those questions. I plead the fifth. There's no winning to answering that question, guys. For me to say, oh, I want this person to win, or I want this person to win, half the chat will be happy, the other half of the chat will hate me. One of the chat will say, oh yes, I love Deck now. The other chat will say, I never want to be here again. This guy sucks. I will tell you right now, I do not express my political opinion on social media. I will tell you right now, I will not express my political opinion over in chat. I will tell you right now, I'm not going to sit here and try to persuade you guys to do one thing or another. I am here at this moment to be a trader, to be an investor, to be a mentor to you, to be a teacher, to be able to make sure that you guys are all good. Hey, if you want to get up and set up a cup of coffee or whatnot and sit down and then hear my political opinion outside of the chat room, sure. But I'm not just going to start raving about it, 24/7 in chat like some people. So the thing is, guys, I don't want to answer questions about politics or foreign policy or immigration or housing. I don't want to talk about that stuff because I just want to make sure you guys are being here and being successful in the markets. That's a different time, a different place. That's a different, area. I don't got to do that. I'm just, again, trying to live my life. I'm just trying to live my life being a 31-year-old man that can bench 285 pounds. That's it. I just want to be, again, a man that has a 41-inch vertical leap that can still dunk at the age of 31. Are you kidding me? I just want to be a man that's jumping on the live stream right here, making sure that every single person gets a little dialed in every single day, saying, I am not sure what deck's on, but I want a little. That's what I want to do every single day. Okay? Pretty impressive stuff we got going on over here. But I do feel like everywhere I go now, if I go on TikTok, I'm just seeing videos left and right. This guy versus this guy. This guy versus that. Every social media will be polluted with politics until, again, the end of November. Absolutely. Nader saying, let me ask you a trading question. Who is a great trader besides yourself? I mean, I would honestly say, my favorite traders, guys, are the people that are live streaming over on Tradecaster. Kush, amazing. AK, amazing. Active Trader, amazing. Yeah, Buddies, amazing. J-Trade, Caesar, amazing. These guys are crushing it every single day over on Tradecaster. These guys are, again, making so much money. So make sure you guys go ahead and check out these amazing guys every single day. I know Kush is live right now. He's been, here live streaming. AK, a fan favorite. People love him. Active Traders always live every single day. Yeah, Buddy, again, he shows on up. He puts in the work. He's live at this time, rocking the mustache at this moment. So again, make sure you guys go check out these lobbies. Yeah, Buddy, an absolute stud. Guys, here comes a little bit more of a spike. Deck, why was 54225 resistance? That's because it was the last old spiking high. So you can always see like where these upper shadow areas are. So it's like, okay, where is there going to be trouble? Where was there trouble in the past? We had this huge sell-off, and then we had trouble at 54225. Here's again 54225. Here's again 54225. So you can see like right now we're looking for this break. If this can break on up and hold above 54225, next area of resistance is the VWAP. Marty Z, have you heard from J Trades? He is in Hurricane Watch. I have not. I know, again, they are, he lives down in Louisiana, and they are, again, having, I don't think it's a massive hurricane. Please, again, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to belittle it in any sort of way. But I know he is, at this moment, kind of just prepping and preparing for the possible hurricane that might be passing on through. So he is currently out today, as he just wants to make sure he is all set, prepared, and ready to rock. I love the South, guys. Love Florida. Love that area. Texas. Alabama. Beautiful areas, guys. But at the same time, those hurricanes are pretty nuts. You know what I also think about sometimes? Little random fact right here. Or not, I don't even know if it's a fact. I think about sometimes, guys, like hurricanes hit Florida. And there are, I feel like, smaller, I guess, hurricanes, they call them like typhoons or whatnot, like over into like, over near China, that area. But is there anywhere else that tornadoes happen? Or is it just literally the middle of America?
Like, I don't think I've ever heard of a story of a tornado happening anywhere in Europe. Like, anyone that's in Europe right now, do you guys ever just think about that there is literally giant wind tunnels that just rip apart houses in the middle of America? Like, I feel like for some of us, like, that's a little bit more normal. It's like, oh yeah, it's a tornado. But I could imagine people that are over in like the Middle East or over in Norway, and they're just like, wait a minute. You're telling me that there are winds that just come inside this little funnel and all of a sudden just rips your house apart? It's like, we in America get a lot of weird stuff. A lot of weird weather, I feel like, that doesn't happen anywhere else. Hurricanes every fall. Tornadoes every spring. I think that's it. S&P 500, VWAP, next area, next target. So right now, S&P 500, VWAP still trying to spike itself on up here a little bit. Dek, can I have your number so I can call you? Guys, I love helping you. But again, I don't want to be mean, but you would have to email me. Email me at dekmartrades@gmail.com. I will tell you guys this right now. When I first started doing live streams and chats and everything, someone asked for my number and I did put it out there. It was the biggest mistake of my life. Okay. My phone would not stop blowing up. It was insane. I had to get a brand new number. It was nuts, guys. So I love helping you. I love talking to you. But at the same time, when it's 8 o'clock at night or 7:30 or even 12 o'clock, 1 a.m. and people are calling me and saying, what do you think about this stock tomorrow? Unfortunately, I couldn't do it. So the thing is, if you ever have a question, email me, dekmartrades@gmail.com. Here to help you on out. But we're all good, ready to rock. I've told you guys that one story one time is the worst thing that anyone's ever done is literally knock on my door, somehow find out where I lived. So knocked on my door and asked me a stock question. They said, hey, I'm in the chat room. I was just driving past and I thought maybe I could ask you a quick question. And they knocked on my door and they said, what do you think about stock XYZ? And I'm just sitting there, opening up the door, saying, who are you? So guys, I love you, but email me if you guys have it, anything like that. If you want, I'm here on the mic right now, happy to help you on out. Showing up at my door, not really the best idea. And you say, hey, Dek, how do you find out where you live? I don't know, but after this point, I'm just going to go outside and put a big moat. Go with a good childhood imagery. Put a big moat with some crocodiles in there. So you can't come over. Here's the S&P 500 trader still trying to move itself on up towards the VWAP. The SPY still, again, testing these areas here. S&P 500 traders coming on up, still testing these areas. Chase, any more solar panels? No solar panel sales. That happens like twice a summer. They'll start knocking on them. FTCI, CNEY. So the S&P 500, there's that VWAP touch that we talked about, or right next to the VWAP, starting to get a little bit weaker. The CPI data has really turned this market, kind of upside down and leading towards like this pretty big sell-off here. The market is currently down 1.15%, currently down $6.35 at this time. We do have a lot of weakness, and this market still might get ugly and ugly and ugly. We've talked about, again, what could be happening after rate cuts. We've shown you guys this picture of it every single time in past chart history of what has happened with rate cuts. And as we, again, go back
I do think in 2025, we are going to see some sort of monster pullback. Now, is that bad? Does that mean we can't trade? Should I, again, start wrapping up the kids and go into the bunkers? No, that's not what I'm saying. Guys, me personally, I don't care if the market drops 100% or if it spikes 100%. I'm a day trader. That means, again, every single day, all I care is about volatility. As long as, again, there is action, as long as there is movement, as long as there is hype in the market, we can make money. So if the market goes up, great. If the market goes down, great. The thing is, team, all we want is volatility every single day. So that is, one of the most important things there, to understand that it is all about volatile action, volatility there. Cookies and coffee deck. Was there a summer boot camp today? I didn't receive a link. No, Mo trades will be starting tomorrow. So again, Mo trades will be starting tomorrow. Little heads up for you. Awesome. Guys, does anyone have any final questions, comments, or concerns? Anything that you guys need in any sort of way, please let me know. I'm here to help you guys on out with anything that you guys are currently thinking about. So please let me know, guys, right now. If you guys need anything at all, happy to help. JJ, Deckhouse Clarebin, she's good. Just sits there. Sits on the other side playing solitaire. She's getting pretty good, though, so I got to give her some credit. Just rocking what do they call them? The AirPods in. Just playing solitaire all day. Give her, again, her paycheck at the end of the day. She heads on home. The only thing I can say is she is getting pretty good, pretty quick with it. Finishes less than 2 minutes. Other than that, she just scrolls and, again, looks for bachelorette party ideas. Right now, SPY getting a little bit weaker. Traders, for myself, unfortunately, I got to finish in the red. I am taking a loss here. I got to be open. I got to be honest. Got to be transparent. Got to show my P&L, showing it's real money, showing that these are the entries, the exits that I've taken. This market did drop on hard. I was looking for a little bit of a morning spike before the drop, but the SPY is, again, fading on down at this time. Guys, live scanners are up. Stream is rocking and rolling. I'll be in chat all day. As always, if you guys are watching over on YouTube and you guys are saying to yourself, hey, Deck, I enjoyed, again, being here. I enjoyed, again, listening to your commentary. Make sure you guys sign on up to tradecaster.com. Not only will you have access to my live stream, but all of these live streams and, again, the video library access. We are live every single day. We are, again, always posting new lessons, new videos, and, of course, you can be able to watch live your favorite traders. So, study on up. Come on over. And other than that, though, ladies and gentlemen, we're all set, ready to go. Yes, if you guys want any of my scanners or any of my tools, they are all in the description below. All I use is Lightspeed, Trade Ideas, and Fox Runner. Those are the only things that I use. Little heads on up. As you guys also know, Fox Runner is coming out with a very big update with all the politician data. I'm very excited about that. That's coming on out in about like a week and a half to be able to track every single politician and exactly what they're buying and selling. And they're also going to be sending you push notifications on when people get in and out, such as like Nancy Pelosi, so you guys can follow that like perfectly. So that's going to be really cool. We're going to implement a lot of that into our trading, and we'll see again what's going to be coming on up. Guys, other than that, great job, great work. We'll see what we get this afternoon. And as always, if you need anything whatsoever, please let me know in the chat room. Happy to help you guys on out. Traders, have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. If you need anything at all, please let me know. But help me wrap this thing on up, team, in 3, 2, 1. Ah-hoo! Let's go, baby. I'll see you guys later on. Shout out to you guys. And again, we'll see what the S&P 500 is doing. Awesome job. Awesome work. Did you make money today? Did you make a profit today? Did you come out on top today? I'm the Batman. I got this question the other day. Why are you successful?
So I ball so hard, motherfucker.
$1,000 profit today.
But first niggas gotta find me.
$700.
50 grand to a motherfucker like me. Can you please remind me? Ball so hard, this shit crazy. Y'all don't know that don't shit phase. And as we go,
lock it on up.
Too, when I look at you like this shit gravy. Ball so hard, this shit weird. We ain't even pro be here.
1,400.
It's only right that we be fair.
Who's ready for $1 million a year?
You should be asking how to be successful. Tyson, Jordan, Game 6.
Thank you.